Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop. My name is Bob. I'll be your game master for tonight for our epic Shadowdark two-parter. Of course, I am not here alone. I've got our friends from the Keep on the Borderlands. We've got Chris, Nate, and Jeff. Welcome, everybody.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going so good because we're playing this new RPG tonight, Shadowdark, from the Arcane Library. I am pumped. I've been actually looking at this game for quite some time. Honestly, about a year ago, I looked at my files. I downloaded the Quick Start rules almost that long ago. And now the Kickstarter's coming out. I've actually got links to everything Arcane Library, the Kickstarter, all the good stuff, and other things we're going to be using, like tokens from Printable Heroes and the music from Tabletop Audio, all down below. So check those when you get a chance. Support those content creators. And real quick, before we get into it today, the Shadowdark part of it, I just stuck those quotes that went up there at the beginning. That was from the first page of the book, like, so it introduces the setting to you and everything. And I was thinking about it as I was prepping for this. I was like, that's such a cool concept, right? Because this one of the, I think, main takeaways from this RPG is that everybody needs light sources, right? It's one of the things that this whole system is kind of based on, that the darkness is the darkness. And I think that's one of the more primal fears that people have. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So I mentioned to you all that before we went on stream that there's a fear that I had when I was a kid. Actually, I'm gonna go into Bob's story time here. So everybody, get your pillows ready, put your heads down.
Bedtime Bob.
Yep, bedtime Bob. So I would actually say that I wasn't a fearful child. I was relatively fine. I mean, my sisters did show me the movie Child's Play with Chucky when I was like 5 years old, so that scarred me definitely scarred me. But the typical fears that kids have, like the boogeyman or the dark, don't want to enter a dark room, things like that. I was kind of okay with all that stuff. That was fine. But when I was a kid, I lived at my grandma's house, and she lived at the corner of this kind of big hill, in a suburban neighborhood. So I'd always ride my bikes around the neighborhood, and then at the end of the night, especially in the summertime when you're all out and the sun's going down and you don't want it to end, but eventually got to get back home. I'd always drive down the street, either going up the hill or I could try. It depends where I was in the neighborhood, but coming to my grandma's house, which again was at the end of the block at the corner. And there was this one street light that was by my grandma's house. It never, odds that it was on, 1% chance that it was on whenever I needed it to be on. And for some reason, just that gap, that stretch of street from two houses from my grandma's, I sped through it, ran into the garage, threw the door open, bike in, and ran inside. I don't know why. Every time when that light was out, I was sprinting to the finish line. And that's what I think we're going to experience tonight.
Fear.
So,
Yeah.
That fear. What about you all? Any childhood fears, things that seem irrational now, but when you were a kid, it spooked you? Jeff, you got something, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Jeff, I know you've got something.
Okay, well, yeah. Bob did an unusual thing today, which is he tipped us off to what the question was going to be, because I guess he didn't want to trigger us in case he awakened traumatic childhood memories. But when I was a kid, I grew up in the north edge of Scottsdale, Arizona. Beyond, we had to drive 20 minutes south into town to get to a grocery store. We were way out in the boonies, and there were no street lights or anything. But not every night, but in the summertime, we frequently, several times a week, in all the front yards on our block, we would play Spotlight, which was basically flashlight tag. And one person was it. Everyone else hid in the dark, and in the bushes and behind the garbage cans and everything like that. And this was, these were big yards, because at that point we had an acre. For every house had an acre out there on that far edge of town. That's now like the middle of Scottsdale, because the town's grown so much. So the point was we had no fear of the dark. We spent all of our time hiding in the dark at night. And I was very not afraid of the dark until there was a movie trailer, and I was trying to find out what the movie was today on Google, and I'm fairly sure it was the trailer for a movie that came out in the mid-'70s called Sasquatch, The Legend of Bigfoot. Okay. And this was like one of those fake documentaries, okay,
This is
that
prime.
they do sometime. And they're really I love those things because you can't tell if they did one on mermaids recently on either the History Channel or Sci-Fi. I don't remember which. It was really cool. But anyhow, so this one was about Bigfoot. I never saw it because I was too young to see it. But in the trailer, there's like two kids, like a teenager and a grade school kid, who are sitting on a sofa, 1970s style, absolutely grotesque upholstery on the sofa, and you can tell they're watching TV at night because the room is dark and they've got that TV flickery glow on them, and the sofa is in front of a window with with a set of curtains on it, and they're watching TV and nothing's going on. Everything's perfectly normal. They're watching TV, and then you see this giant shadow on the curtains
Stop.
dancing over its own, and then then you see the arm come up, and like the hand is swinging at the window, okay, and then like it cuts away.
Oh man.
So that, because Bigfoot it wasn't entirely clear to an 8-year-old that that Bigfoot probably didn't exist and that this was a made up movie. It was like a Blair Witch thing.
I thought that you were talking about maybe like last week when you were in Arizona.
No. This is when I was a kid. This is when I was a little kid. So anyhow, after that, okay, I had bunk beds in my room as a kid, and they were right up against the window, and the window was kind of high off the ground. The bottom of the window was about 4 feet off the ground. So the bottom of the window was right at the level of the top bunk, or a little below it. So that bunk, the top bunk, was like right against the window, and I slept there for years. But after I saw that trailer, I always slept on the bottom bunk.
So was it your mind playing tricks with you, or was it Bigfoot?
I don't know.
We still don't know to this day.
We still don't know. I mean, I know that movie and that scene was fake, but it really freaked me out as a small child. I have the Kickstarter for Shadowdark open while I've got the floor. I just want to point out that right now the Kickstarter is at $892,000. Actually, 866, and it's gone up 200 or 300 since I opened it. It will probably break 900,000 while we're playing tonight.
Ooh, fun!
So,
and let's get to that million,
Kelsey.
right?
Headed right for million.
Yeah.
She's got 14 days to go. They're barely halfway through the Kickstarter period. She's already coming up on 1 million. I bet this makes MCDM money before it's all done. I bet this is a $2 million plus Kickstarter.
Well, good luck to Kelsey Dion, who obviously runs the Arcane Library. I've actually I emailed her for tonight's adventure. We'll talk about that in a second. So we have something that's actually going to be included in the Kickstarter. That's the adventure Wavestone Monolith, which we're playing tonight. But before we do that, Chris, you have to have some story from childhood, something that terrified you.
Definitely not as long a story as Jeff.
Sorry.
But there's one thing that kind of sticks out from when I was really young, 4-ish or so. It was springtime, so I was finally able to play outside, and I remember there was this weird, strange sound coming from afar, and I could see through that there was no leaves on the trees, so I could see this metallic thing sticking up beyond the trees from where the sound was coming from. And it was the first time I noticed it, and it really just scared me. And I just remember like putting my head over my ears, like in the movie, and be like, "Stop!" It was like a train, depot. But the sound and seeing it for the first time really kind of scared the crap out of me. I thought we were all gonna go down. I thought it was a big thing coming out. Yeah, it was scary.
And let me know if the audio is working, everybody. I do hear people responding in the chat, so I think it's good, but just make sure we're not muted. I don't see anything here, so we should be good. And Nate, what about you?
Yeah, so I also had a good movie incident, Bob. With I definitely some odd kid fears. I saw a Scream when I was I think 6. Definitely used to check my closet. But thinking of something, I kind of had as a kid and grew out of, I guess. My parents had an unfinished basement in the house I grew up in, one of those like cement floor ones. With all the pipes and like furnace and everything exposed kind of way in the back.
Classic.
Stuff like that. Think of Home Alone. and this is actually kind of to really
the furnace
the
scene,
very
yeah.
very similar experience with the furnace where we used to keep all of our like camping and kind of canned goods and things like that down in that area. So whenever I had the task of going to get something, I was like, I would have a flashlight or something, or if there's no light source, I'd go in and I could feel the heebie-jeebies, and as soon as I'd grab it, I'd be sprinting out and up my basement stairs. Uh, just classic kid imagination running
Yeah.
wild.
It's that sprint. It's that
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god, why am I running? When you get up to the end, you're like, why did I run? But you
Like
did.
I'm gonna get there, and the killer's gonna be like, "Oh no, they outran me. They knew I was coming."
It's just that sense of safety that light brings you, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, like we said before at the intro, this is Shadowdark RPG, so it's going to be dark and grim from here on out. We actually, again to give some background here, we actually this is the first time we're playing the game. None of us have ever played it, but we've read the rules. The rules again are available on the Arcane Library's website as well as DriveThruRPG. I left links down to the website below. This is a Kickstarter, so it's going to be coming out. I've pledged. I got the leather-bound tome. I decided to go with the premium because I think it's going to do nicely right back there. Yeah, right back there when I get it.
That fancy.
But you can obviously, to make your decisions about it all, go down below and check out those links, support the content creators. We made characters. Monday night, we got a little pre-meeting. We made characters, I think in probably like 20 minutes or so. I think took about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually making the characters about 20 minutes. So this should go a little faster here. And we're going to go through, and this is the only part of the game where I really want to like stop and explain some things because, this could be something that people see as a way to get into the game. So, but when we actually play, we're going to be trying to do it as if we know what we're doing. So we'll see what we can do.
Keep those expectations nice and low.
Yeah. I'm going to switch us.
As if we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
As
Let's
if.
say we actually do.
Yeah. So I got our starter page here. We're going to do a couple things. It actually does in the guide give us suggest to start with like backgrounds first exactly, but we could roll those afterwards. But I want to get the stats down. That way each of us can start going through and making our choices. So I just got us in this order as it is here. So Chris, you'll be starting us off with the rolls. Nate, you'll go next, and then Jeff, you'll go last. So Chris, 3d6 down the line. And while Chris is rolling, for those of you who are unfamiliar with D&D rolling, we used.
Hey, I get to get a redo.
You got a loser.
Okay, so
So bad he gets the reroll.
So the way this works in this game is you roll 3d6 down the line, meaning you roll for strength, and that's your strength. You roll for dex, and so on. Each one specifically assigned to that attribute. But in this case, what Chris just did is he rolled none of them are a 14. And the rule book says one of the optional rules is that if you don't roll at least a 14, you get to reroll the whole set. So Chris, scrap that set, start over.
Scrapping, starting.
It's like Chris intended, just to help explain.
Ooh, I see a 13. That's pretty good.
I didn't get a 14 again.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So roll again.
The whole night we're just watching Chris roll 3d6.
Hieronymus
2.5
wants to be
hours.
born again.
Hieronymus, yeah.
2.5 hours.
All right,
Normally
learn
we
again.
would be having Keep on the Borderlands right now, but John and Tim are away, so we are playing some Shadowdark instead.
There it is.
Got a 14 there. That's
Wow, that's a
actually a
great
pretty
roll.
good character.
Yeah, Chris, so just to call it out for people, will you read your stats?
So 13 strength, 13 dexterity, 11 constitution, 14 intelligence,
Mhm.
11 wisdom, and 12 charisma.
Wow.
All
So
around above
nice.
average.
All positive.
Yeah. You actually rolled your highest attribute is a intelligence 14, so
14.
maybe that will guide you towards wizard, or maybe you want to do something different. You start thinking about it, and we'll go to Nate.
All right, here we go. Got a 11 for strength. We've got a 6 for dexterity.
There's your 14.
Oh, no.
14 for constitution. I have to keep it. An 11 for intelligence. A 10 for wisdom. Oh no. at the 12 for charisma.
Okay.
Aye.
So actually, we had like I said, rolled up characters on Monday, and those ones that we rolled up are gonna be our backup characters. I can tell you right now, Chris does not care for his backup character. We won't spoil anything about these characters, but Nate, you rolled a decent backup
I rolled
character.
a great backup
Yeah.
character.
So-
I am gonna get there quick.
You're gonna die on purpose, huh?
I don't think I'll have to do anything on purpose.
Well, your first character is
No
better
spoilers. No spoilers. We're gonna save those backup characters in case they're not needed.
Oh,
But we might need
No.
his. And
That's
all
okay.
right.
start thinking about your class. And Jeff, we'll go to you next.
Okay. That's interesting.
I didn't see any of them. Call them out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got because my dice. I didn't get my dice set.
That's
to
all
roll.
right. Just call
So
them
I
out.
can do that. Strength 5,
Oh,
just like Skeggy. Dex 11.
holy moly!
Constitution 17.
17 con.
Intelligence 6. And Wisdom 10. Charisma 10. So this one is. This is a piece of work here.
This
This
is
is
tough.
something.
This is a tough one.
Oh my god,
All right. So
he's a thief.
He might
Well,
be a thief.
actually, what he is he's anything but a fighter.
You do have
think,
hit points, but
What?
you'll have
Because
better
he's-
hit points. But
He'll be tough as nails, but he's going to be useless in every other way.
interesting.
No, he can't be a wizard because he's got a 6 intelligence. He can't be a fighter, so he's a thief or a cleric.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna do a thief since I might be playing a cleric when this one dies.
All right. So I'm going to, now that we've got our rolls done, that's the most important part. We're going to go through and talk about classes. I'm actually going to bring up the rule book here. It might not be the perfect way to see it, but we'll do our best to try to talk about what we've got going on here. So let me switch over to that view. There we go.
which level, Bob?
So we're going to be level 3 for this adventure.
I thought so.
Yeah, we're going to be level 3 for the adventure, which means that we're going to level up. So we'll do our level 1 stats like normal, and then as soon as our characters are complete, we'll level them up and roll the hit dice for them. Let's do this for now. Let's go to Chris. So Chris, I'm showing on the screen the first part here, which is background. Now, this is just a straight up D20 roll, so you can and you can roll this, and same with Nate and Jeff. You can roll this and let us know what you've got. For everyone watching, this is basically something that's, I guess you could in theory make the choice, but we're going to do everything random just because this book does kind of lean into the randomness. But you can modify this system really a lot by making choices, and that's one thing I really like about it. All right, so what do we got for our backgrounds here? Chris, what do you got?
Ranger, I think that's what I see there.
15, Ranger.
No, a scout. 16 I rolled.
Okay, so you're a scout. So you survived on stealth, observation, and speed. And do you have a class that you are leaning towards?
I'm thinking that these stats just scream rogue to me, a thief.
For
Can
you,
we have more than one of
yeah,
classes?
you can. Yeah, you can. Rogues obviously will rely a lot on dexterity. What's your dex?
13.
13. Okay, you could absolutely do that. You also could go wizard because your highest stat was a 14, but that's not set in stone. So
You've got a good stat in everything but wisdom.
Yeah.
true. So you have options.
I can't be a fighter. I've got a 5 strength. I won't be able to hurt anything. I'm just saying you might want to let that weigh in your decision when you decide which way to go with that.
Yeah,
You do
you,
whatever makes you happy.
you have time though too. There's not
Excited.
you have to make this decision right this moment. But you're a ranger. That's your background, and background really just gives you more flavor and perhaps some things in the game you might know or do well. But it's not. It's more of a. It's less of a. More of a ribbon feature than actual mechanical benefit. Nate, what do you got for your background, and are you thinking for class and also ancestry as well? Tie that into it as well. The races in this are the kind of classic 6. You've got human, halfling, half-orc, elf, dwarf, and goblin. So what are you thinking, Nate?
Yeah, so I rolled a barbarian. I rolled a 10. Got a barbarian. I don't really have stats that complement any of the classes. I just pretty much have some health and charisma, which it doesn't seem to do much. So I was between fighter and priest.
Priest might not be bad. I know what's your wisdom? 10?
It's a 10. I mean,
it could increase though, right? Part of the talent.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for to see if I can do that. So I'm gonna go priest.
All right, so you left the horde, but
yeah, the religion took. I found God. I found a god, found a deity, and couldn't take their barbaric ways anymore.
I love it. All right, and then you start working on that, and we'll come back. We'll do ancestry as well. Jeff, what are you thinking here?
Well, my role for background, interestingly enough, was Thieves Guild.
Okay,
so
well then
I'm just gonna roll with it.
Thief it is.
Yeah, he's a thiefly thief.
Okay, so let's move on from that, and we just did the stats, which are right here. It's the same stats as like D&D 5e, where you probably might be familiar if you've played 5e. It's the modifiers following the stat block here, but it's 0 at 10, and then every even number is another +1 or -1 for some of us. So let's talk about the ancestries here. We've got dwarf, goblin, elf, halfling. The page we got half-orc and human. Obviously, the choice for these are. I actually don't really think there's like a automatic choice, but they do tend to play into some of the tropes. Like obviously the half-orc is going to be great at fighting, so maybe a fighter but rogue as well. Especially if you're doing melee attacks, you get a +1 to attack and damage with melee weapons. So it's kind of like that, where you might want to go against type, and you might want to play right into it. So Chris, what are you thinking for your ancestry and your class?
I'm going to go with a human fighter. However, with my scout background, I'm going to make him kind of more of a light, stealthy fighter.
Gotcha. Okay. And what was your highest stat? Was it Dex for your...
13 for Dex.
So you might go with some sort of like bow.
13 for Strength, 13 for Dex, 14 for Intelligence.
Okay, cool. You might be going some ranged weapon.
Yeah, a little bit of both, I think.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So what we'll go through Chris first, and then we'll switch to Nate and Jeff. But you will see the fighter class right here. All of these classes are basically 2 pages. You can see it. Actually, it's really like one page here with a full art on the other. It's that simple to kind of comprehend. But basically, as a fighter, and you're going to write these on the character sheet, you're going to get some special abilities like Hauler. So normally when you carry things, you can carry either 10 or your strength modifier, or is it strength or con? I forget. Strength stat. Your strength stat or 10. But with Hauler, you get to add your con modifier to your gear slots. That's just the amount of items you can carry. Clothes, your backpack, they don't count towards that, but your weapons do. So bigger weapons take up more, armor take up more, so you have to be careful with your gear slots. But you get Hauler. You'll also get Weapon Mastery, so you pick a type of weapon, and you'll get a +1 to attack and damage with that. And you add half your levels down for these rolls, so basically you're at 3, so you're still adding the +1. And then Grit, you choose either Strength or Dexterity, and you have advantage on those checks to overcome an opposing force. So, Athletics equivalent, or maybe like an Acrobatics equivalent, you kind of get advantage on those type of things. And then the big takeaway from these classes is your talent. So everyone at first level is going to roll a talent. Do you want to roll that now, Chris?
Incoming.
2d6, and you get what you get here.
+2 to Strength, Dexterity, or Constitution stats.
Yep, so you're getting +2 to one of your physical stats.
We're going to go with Strength on that.
Really? Okay. Interesting. I like this.
Sure.
Well-rounded.
He is a fighter. Yeah, but and as a human, I get another roll.
You do. At first level, as a human, you'll get a second talent.
Here it comes. A 9. Another one.
That does stack, so you can choose Strength or Dexterity, and
I'm going to stack that onto my Strength.
Okay. What is your Strength at now?
17.
All right. Now we're looking good.
Yeah.
That's very respectable.
Wow. All right. Now what?
So that's so now you're gonna roll your hit dice. You get 1d8 at first level.
Nate, say a prayer for this, please.
Hyperius, send your light
Yes, I can feel it. Come on.
to my friend Chris.
Ready?
2.
Hyperius!
Ooh.
Dang it!
Well, you do add your
Totally.
Constitution bonus. What's your Constitution bonus?
I don't think I have one. I have an 11 con.
Okay, so you get a 2. That is you roll for every level, including first, but you only add your con to your.
Well, we're third level tonight, right?
Yeah, so we're third. So you can roll those extra hit dice.
Right now, here they come.
Yeah, might as well. You get 2 more. It's gonna be a 5 and a 2, so 7 more. So you have 9 hit points. You also get another talent at third level, so you can roll your third talent.
Okay, here it comes. 2d6, right?
Yep. 10. So that's actually cool. Choose one
one
kind of armor.
and get +1 AC from that armor.
Oh,
So that's up to you. We'll come back to you because the next part of it, you've got some decisions to make. You can go ahead on in the book, Chris, and look at things like your titles, your alignment, and we'll come back to you after you choose like that, languages, deities, things like that. All those are going to be things that you really, some of them you choose, some of them you roll, but we'll come back to you once you tell us what they are, okay? And then we'll go to, or not once you tell
I
us,
have a
we'll
quick
come back
question,
to you.
though.
Yeah,
If
go
I
ahead.
had put those extra 2 points into con instead, that would have given me just a +1 on first level, right?
Yeah, so actually, it's a great question. I don't know which comes first. Does your hit dice come first or your con? I'd be willing to say that you could do it in the order that you'd like. So you're picking your class, and then you'd roll. So if you did have a bonus to con after that, you can. You do have 2 rolls. Do you want to throw one of them to con?
But it would only be a difference of 1 total hit point, right?
If you threw one into con, yeah, because it's only at
Nah,
first level.
I'm going to go with the strength.
Yeah, I think that's still pretty
I think
smart.
that'll pay off better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wise
Okay.
choice.
You know what they say, right? The best type of defense,
It's a good offense.
it's good offense.
It's to be and we're very offensive.
Yes.
So.
Let's
We're
go to
nothing
our.
if not offensive.
Oh, that's what we are. Let's go to our resident priest.
Let's do it. May the Jeff. Real quick question, just before I make my final decision
What's
on
that?
ancestry. If you're going thief, are you going like goblin or halfling or something?
No, I'm going human because I have stats to make up, and
Sweet.
I need the extra talent roll to try
Yeah.
and try
I
and
might have
fix my
fun.
deficient stats.
Have fun with it, whatever shenanigans here.
Yeah, go shenanigans.
Between dwarf and goblin here, Bobo. For the fun aspect, I don't know what it's like what impact it has on the game to not be surprised, but it feels like it's a big deal because it's like the goblin's big thing.
I can be honest with you.
curious.
I have no idea. So
We're gonna find out.
I'll tell you one thing though that when
go,
I made
Galbo.
a test character before, like this weekend before we even met,
Uh-huh.
I ended up rolling pretty high strength, but like nothing else. It was just strength. So I was like, all right, fighter, obviously. And then I was like, my con was a negative. I think it was a -1. And so I was like, because I had that, I was like, let me just be the dwarf, the advantage on
Sure.
those. And I ended up with something still really high, like something like 15 or 16 hit points, only because I had those rerolls every turn. So I just can attest to making the dwarf that it felt like it was pretty good if you had a really low con. The
I've
goblin.
got a good con, so I'm going goblin. I want to see what
Okay.
this surprising is all about, Bob.
All right, I'm
It's not gonna
excited.
get me.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So all right, what's up next?
So you're choosing Goblin, which means you can't be surprised, and then we're going to Priests. So Priests get a couple of things. Let me scroll
Yeah.
down to Priests.
Turn
I think I
undead.
just passed it all.
I know the spell. It doesn't count against my spells. I know the language. I chose diabolic.
Demon
seems to be
language.
Seems to be the kind of the big takeaways from that.
Yeah, so we're at the Priest class here, and basically you choose those couple of things like your deity, you get the spell that you can always know, and then after that, you basically go to your talents, and then you'll have to choose spells on page 57.
Yeah. I gave those a brief look, so we'll
Okay.
do that. Yeah, talents and health, right?
Yep, so you're going to have 2 talents, because one at first level and one at third.
Alrighty. Priesty boy. 2d6s coming at you, Bob.
That could be a whole group of clerics, the Priesty Boys.
We're rolling a 6.
+1 to melee and ranged.
Kidding
Melee
me.
Or
range.
range.
Or.
Excuse me.
Bummer. Not the one I was hoping for. Alright. Cool.
And your second one from 3rd level.
Your 3rd level.
Yeah, right. Let's jump right in.
Which one do you want? Which one did you want?
I think I wanted that one. Yeah, +1 to pre-spellcasting checks. I wanted that, or I wanted the 10 or 11. +2
Gotcha.
to strength or wisdom stat.
Gotcha. Okay, so write those down in your talents area.
Yeah, will do.
That's actually not bad. I mean, even though you don't have the stat to back it up, effectively when you're attacking with either a spell or your weapon, you're gonna have that +1.
Right. So that's cool.
All right, so that's your talents, and then you'll choose your spells. We'll come back to you. You also have to choose some of the things down below,
Yeah.
like your alignment.
Health.
Oh yeah, health. Duh. Yeah. Go ahead.
So health is D6 at first. Or I guess I could have rolled all 3. So I got a 3.
Do you have a con?
Yeah. Ooh,
What is your-
3, 4, 4? Con is actually my only real good one. +2.
Okay, so then at first level you're gonna have 5,
Yeah.
and then you're adding 8 to that, so you end up with 13.
Wait, you don't get your con after the first level?
The first level's
That's
the
right.
only one you get your con at.
You get it one time.
Oh, I misread that.
That's okay.
I rolled okay though. I'm happy
rolled-
with that, yeah.
But
You rolled
the weapon
great.
damages are all smaller too than you're expecting.
Oh yeah.
So
Just,
all the numbers are smaller in this game than in 5e.
Which I kind of like, because it's
Yeah, absolutely,
simpler.
100%.
simpler, but also like,
Totally agree.
if you want to crank up something, right? If you want a really deadly enemy, you don't have to give it 1,000 hit points, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Very true.
It's just like this game is like a full reset of D&D to me. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
And I think that's the
It's like-
intention. Yeah.
It's gotten out of hand,
It
and clearly WotC is not going to dial it back with their
Well,
next edition.
I'll tell you
So-
who's not dialing anything back. That's your thief.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he has no intelligence whatsoever. He dials nothing. Well, that would be more of a wisdom thing. Okay, you're right. No, you're right. He's got
He's
some
not
common
dialing it.
sense. He's just a moron. He doesn't understand the difference between picking his lock and picking his nose. So we'll see what happens here.
Just don't use
Okay.
your thief's tools to pick your nose.
Yeah, well,
Or your
if
friend's
you got
nose.
one way up there that you really got to get out. It's good to have a tool.
Did you
Okay, so-
choose Ancestry?
I did because I have many bad stats that I need to mitigate. So I'm going to be human for an extra roll on the talents table.
Okay, so we got.
Yes,
Human.
I'm that guy. I'm Mr. Optimizer.
I think you did great.
Tonight.
You're doing great. Humans are great.
Yeah. Okay. So he's a human thief, and I need to roll my 3 talent rolls. So the first one is. I didn't make a 2d6 macro. Oh, and my dice still aren't set, so I'm just gonna have to call it out. I should have been doing that instead of.
It's all
breaking
good.
my- First one's a 9, so a 9 is +2. So we're going to take +2 to Dex, which will make that a 13. Okay, the second one is a 9, so we'll take that on Dex, make that a 15. Because we do nothing, but we're leaning in here, baby.
Lean in.
That's right. And our last talent as a human, our 3rd level talent as a human, is a 6, which is another +2. Which, what do you think?
Go all in, baby. Go all in. Although,
Min max, baby.
I don't see that I can get the strength or intelligence up enough to matter. So I'm going for Dex. So I'm up to a 17 Dex.
that's great.
Okay, so
That's
that worked perfectly. I've never had something like that work out that well before. So clearly this guy's going to die in the first room.
He'll die. Yeah. Now, as a thief, you also get a couple other cool abilities. You backstab, which is basically like sneak attack, except it's much harder to pull off in this game. Sneak attack is actually quite easy to pull off in 5th edition. You said to somebody near your enemy, a friend of yours, but now what this is, you have to be unaware of your attack. So you have to be able to sneak up on them, gain surprise, and in that surprise round, hit them. So that does actually pose a bit of a challenge. So we'll see how creative you all can get, so you can get that backstab in. But if you do, it's brutal. You add an extra weapon dice of damage. And you also get thievery. So in this game, there are no skills, which is maybe probably one of the other big changes, because skills, I think, and we've had this conversation before about how, like, does what you have on your character sheet kind of suggest what you should do, or should you be thinking outside of the box? Well, there are no skills here, so you just basically have to tell me what you want to do, and I'll let you know if it succeeds or if it needs a check. A lot of things in this game, basically the rule is if you should succeed at something because it's something you're good at based on your class or your background, then it probably would just succeed. If it's something that requires even greater skill, we'll have you roll. But if you have to roll, when it comes to any sort of thievery talent, you have advantage on the roll. Climbing, sneaking, hiding, disguises, finding and disabling traps, delicate tasks, like pickpocket and things like that. Those are all things that you'll get advantage on the roll for. So that could be very important. So that's you, Jeff. And you feel good starting the rest of your choices?
Yeah, I've actually got a lot of stuff filled in. I do need to roll my hit points.
Oh, and you do get a D4 for this one, right?
Yeah. But fortunately, I've got a 17 con, so...
Okay, so you're looking at 3 minimum.
Okay, I'm just going to roll 3d4, and we'll just do it all in one swallow.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
6! Now that 17 con makes a big difference. It turns that 6 into a 9.
Yeah, so it'd be...
+3.
Yep, so you have 9 hit points.
I have 9 hit points.
At 3rd level. This feels wrong, right?
It's a whole different game. I didn't even look. Oh my god, 1, 3, 2. That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's
it's on the
terrible.
lower end for sure.
Roll20 hates us.
It
Yeah.
does.
None of
It
us got
does.
wizard, but wizards obviously have the ability to learn spells, and there's like spell book type where you can take scrolls and internalize them, basically understand them. But checks, and when we get to Nate, we'll talk about them. But checks are done for everything. So if you're rolling to cast a spell, there's no spell slots. You can cast anything you have that you know indefinitely, but you have to make a check to see if you succeed.
You can't cast them indefinitely, though. If I was reading it right,
Yeah, you can
So-
keep casting them until
It
you
says
fail.
you can't. Right.
Until you fail, at which point
Yes,
out of
but
business.
my point is that you can.
yeah.
There's no spell slot. There's no like you can only do it 2 times per day because you're this level. It's just
Right,
you
right.
keep cast it. Yeah. There's penalties
But-
for things, but
Well, yeah, but you lose the ability to cast a spell if you fail
yes,
until a long
Yeah.
rest.
yeah,
I don't know, I feel like that's an important part of saying, you can cast a spell at any point.
true,
Is like,
you got to decide if it's worth the risk.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
Because
you're
there
absolutely
is-
right. You're absolutely right.
Because a lot of this game, that's interesting. The spell casting in this game is about risk management, whereas in 5e it's resource management.
True.
So that's a little different feel. On the other hand, gear in this game is a lot more about resource management than it is in 5e.
Yeah, you do feel like you are limited in what you could take. So-
Yeah, because the way that the encumbrance rules work.
Yep. We'll talk about that in just a
brutal.
moment. We'll go to the things that you could choose. Obviously, you choose your alignment, which is just chaotic, lawful, or neutral. And based on those alignments, you get a title for your class, which is, again, just more flavor than anything else. But they might open up some opportunities in-game or role-playing in a longer campaign. You pick languages. You get your deity, which there are 7 deities to choose from, and then there's these 2 lost gods, which I thought is really cool. You could kind of really tie that into your campaign. Let's say you had an evil god of chaos or something like that you wanted to throw at your players. Well, here you go, the Lost. You guys know something about that, right?
oh
An
yeah.
evil god of chaos. Also, really cool is if you've ever played any of Kelsey's other adventures from like her 5th edition published adventures, there's some callbacks to these. Like there was one adventure I ran for Supernatural 20 where they went to help a priest of Saint Taragnus, which is the lawful deity here. So lots of little like Easter egg. Well, I guess not an Easter egg. It's a primary god in this setting, but Just cool that it's all incorporated. It feels kind of one world. But yeah, so Chris, did you make any of these choices yet?
Yeah. As far as what, gear or god?
God, alignment, gear.
Well, chaotic for sure. My title is a bandit. I like that. I'm a bandit.
Oh, you're chaotic. Ooh.
Yes.
We're not going to be saving anybody tonight.
No.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to go. Memnon is my deity.
Memnon.
Oh my god.
The first manifestation of chaos.
Yes.
Ooh, I like it.
I like that, the red maned, because in fact that's going to be my last name, the red mane.
Ooh, I like that too. We also. Do you have a name yet? The first name? Still working on it?
Yeah, I have to decide. I'm waiting to see what I feel, but the last name is Redmane.
I like that a lot. Red's a color that you like, so.
Yes, it is my favorite.
All right. Nate, what about you?
I know what his name is. Dante Redmane.
Oh, I had a feeling.
Right? in honor of
Lord
lead.
Commander Dante Reveal.
Yes.
40K fans out there, Dante Reveal. All
That'd
right,
be
so
a good name, Dante Reveal.
Dante Reveal. That's not bad. Nate, what about you?
Yeah. So I'm doing gear right now. Got plate mail, shield, mace, torch. I'll figure out a couple other things to go in there. But for being a priest, I'm definitely picked a god. I went with Shun the Vile.
Are you chaotic as well?
Chaotic as
Ooh.
well. Being a barbarian background, this priestly goblin is a wild card.
What title do you have?
Title. Oh, I'm a zealot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, my guy's name is Squelch.
Squelch.
Yeah, Squelch the priestly goblin.
I love it.
Follower of Shun the Vile.
It's all coming together, everybody. And
feel
Jeff
like
is.
Chris
I
and
love it. I
our
love it when a
characters
plan
are-
comes together.
That's right.
Yeah, our characters are two sides of the same coin or something. I don't know.
That's it. And Jeff, you're going to be a lawful.
Yeah, right.
Saint Taragnus follower.
Because we need to have that. Yeah, I'm a Saint Taragnus thief. No. Let's see. Well, I was all lined up to go neutral, but now I'm thinking maybe I should kick over to chaotic. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say: is I think I'm actually a neutral follower of Geed,
Okay.
but I'm not very committed.
Okay.
I could be swayed by a persuasive evangelist.
If it's chaos god, it's called tempted. Just letting you know.
Tempted. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay.
It's not swayed. It's tempted.
Okay. And I'm leaning into random tonight, so I'm going to roll for my name.
Oh, okay.
So let's see what we get. 11, so I am Tamra. Apparently, I'm a girl.
Okay, Tamra. So Tamra, who is you would be a, what is it, outlaw?
No, I'm a cutthroat.
I thought you're neutral. Didn't you say neutral?
Yeah, is that the because she's got her table set up with chaotic. In
Chaotic
the middle.
is in middle, is in neutral is at
That's
the end.
very
yeah.
confusing to me. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm technically an outlaw, although you never know. That could change depending on how influential my
Gotcha.
compatriot.
You're a
might be.
cutthroat outlaw.
Yeah, I'm an outlaw who cuts throats, given an opportunity.
We got Squelch,
I think she's a highway person.
a highway person. Yeah, that works. Yeah, totally. Got to collect the taxes,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Squelch is a zealot, and Dante is a bandit. Okay, awesome. So we've got three unsavory types who are we got a fighter, a thief, and a priest, and no wizard, which is okay. And then we go to,
Sound okay.
which is okay. It's okay.
Which isn't the way I would do it, but
No, who cares about wizards? Those nerds. Let's see. So gear. So I know Nate, you mentioned you were going with plate mail. So just so everyone knows, we're level 3, and the way experience works in this game is that you get experience for gold and treasure and things like that. And it would take quite a haul to get to 3rd level. And one of the things I think that the inspiration of this game was that you don't really hoard your gold, right? In between each adventure, kind of like in the Conan stories, you spend your gold, you buy stuff, you carouse, and so you're going to be able to have some decent gear because you have spent it, and maybe even found it, and so basically, normally instead of rolling, which you could do, I decided to let the group just pick their items, and I'm also going to allow for a couple of things. I'm going to allow for one person to have a mithril chainmail instead of regular chainmail, which is a more expensive piece of gear. I'm also allowing for, what did I say, 1 or 2 potions of healing?
You said one.
I said
I think
one.
you said one, but I wanted to say 2.
Sorry.
The chaos is
I'm not
already
that chaotic yet.
You know what? I'll allow it because two healing potions, but only spread it between 2 people. Because this is going to be a more challenging adventure. It's a 3rd level adventure, and we're a little behind because we have 3 characters. Tim and John, they abandoned you for this week, so they're not here to back you up. So I do think that puts you a little bit behind in terms of the challenge ratings. So we'll give you 2 healing potions. Again, the gear is just whatever you need. There's no worry about spending gold. Except for those other limitations, like I said, the mithril, 1 person can get mithril chainmail. And then, the weapons and everything else, it's all based on the gear spots you can take. You also need to remember to take torches or lanterns or oil for lanterns or whatever you need to do. So, did everybody attempt their gear yet?
Yes.
I did.
All right, so let's go through the line.
I'm working on it.
That's fine, because you were last anyway, so we'll go through the line. Chris, what do you got with you?
Well, I was torn between going with the two-handed greatsword versus the sword and board kind of thing, and I'm thinking with my limited hit points, a higher AC, as high as AC as possible, is going to be the way. So I'm going to go with the long sword and shield, and plate mail, of course.
Gotcha. Are you using the longsword as your martial advantage?
Yes.
So what is your total to hit with the longsword then?
Well, so what's the advantage again?
So it's +1 to your attack and damage with one type of weapon. It's like your focus.
It'll be the long sword. So +4 to hit. And do I add my strength to the damage roll?
You do not. It's just the damage.
1d8 +1.
Correct, for your martial advantage. Yeah. No, did you get any bonuses to attack and damage for your fighter talents? I forget what you got.
No, I got 2 bonuses to hit points, and that's all. No, and I got a +1 or my bonus to AC.
Oh, AC with one type of armor.
Plate mail.
Oh, and you're going plate mail as well. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so we have 2 plate mail.
I wouldn't mind the chain shirt, the mithril shirt.
You could do it if you'd like. You want that chain shirt instead?
Jeff, what are you thinking?
I was gonna. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try and stay out of the line of fire, but I think the smart move is to put it on the person who can only wear leather armor. You guys can both wear plate.
I'm wearing plate. Bob, I don't know the rule, but does minus to dexterity apply on chain and leather?
So if you have mithril, then you have a negative. I see.
Okay, but
yes.
So it doesn't. So I have a -2 to dexterity. So I'm taking plate mail. All right?
Need plate mail. Yeah.
I'm done.
If you take plate mail, you don't take a dex mod, even if it's negative.
Yes, so that's what he needs. Yeah.
Rules is written, so you definitely need to suit up.
I see.
So I'm out of the mithril armor.
But
now,
mithril doesn't do anything for me anyway, really, right?
No, mithril doesn't make you any better protected. It just, in fact, it's only useful to mithril chainmail is only useful
it wouldn't
to
do me any
thieves.
good.
The only difference is that the plate mail,
one less gear.
you can't swim, and it costs 3 gear slots. That's the difference.
Okay, and Mithril, it takes those penalties away.
Correct.
So
Mithril takes the disadvantage on stealth away.
Right. So it really doesn't do. Mithril chain really doesn't help anybody but a thief.
Okay, so then Jeff, you're taking the chainmail with
I
Mithril,
hate
and
to say that, but
Chris, you're taking plate mail as well.
Yeah.
Okay, you're all set. That's the armor. And then any other things of note, Chris? Any other weapons or anything you're carrying?
I'm carrying a longbow. How many gear slots can I carry?
It's your strength or 10, whichever is greater.
17.
So you have 17 gear slots. And actually, you have a con bonus? No, right?
I do not.
So the hauler thing doesn't affect you, but 17 is still quite a bit. So decide what you'd like. They have this crawling kit, which is kind of cool. It's like an adventurer's pack sort of thing, where you get all these things, and it's, just tells you it's kind of like a quick start. So you have the crawling kit, and you get all these things. The backpack takes up 0, but all the other ones are labeled here. Make sure you have enough torches, everybody. How many torches you got?
I put 3 into my inventory.
Okay.
Maybe I'll take the crawling kit.
There you go.
In fact, since I have the slots, I'll take the crawling kit.
I'm not expecting to make it past the first hour with this character, so that's my torch carrying.
Well, bear in mind, you don't just because you're carrying a torch when you go in doesn't mean you have to carry it out. I was sitting here going, "Oh, I'm all full," but then I thought, "Well, wait a minute. If we get loot, I'm going to drop some of this adventuring gear where I stand and carry the loot out."
Good idea.
Yeah.
So you can be full when you go in because you can ditch things.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're gonna
Old
have
school D&D, baby. This is some BX stuff.
if you're gonna have to make a decision, it's that extra weapon you never use, or
Exactly.
the gemstone to the elephant god, whatever it is. So it's up to you, everybody. Does anybody else have any peculiar things you wanted to take, or anything that seems out of the ordinary?
Mirror, grappling hook, iron spike, flask.
Gotta look
Staff
good.
and a mace.
Mirror. Yeah.
You know what?
Right.
Instead, if you've got a grappling hook, Chris, I'm going to forego the grappling hook, and I'm going to take a bag of caltrops.
There we go.
Or should someone have a 10-foot pole? Ooh. Oh, geez, it's hard to do this without a 10-foot pole.
Bob, I'm picturing the mirror, being that I can't be surprised as a goblin. I use the mirror when I'm going around corners.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I know it's not for your looks.
No, this guy maybe never looked in the mirror himself.
Okay, I'm going with caltrops. That seems like the play here.
Okay, so
Because I need to help my son for a moment. Give
Go
me
for it.
2 minutes, okay?
go for it. So at the end of this whole process here, you basically have your character made, right? Like once you get through gear, which is kind of the last part, you're at the end, right? It tells you how you advance in levels. And so like I said before, we're level 3, so that means you had to have gotten 10 experience points to go to level 2, then 20 to go to level 3. So you had to have at least 30 experience, which basically means that you got a lot of treasure. A bag of gold, a more common treasure would be like 1 XP. If it was something like a real serious haul, which I think the descriptor is fabulous haul, like something like a really rare gemstone, a treasure chest, or a magical item even, that would end up being 3 XP. And then something truly legendary, which is the descriptor, would be something like that an entire arc of a campaign might have been after, and you obtained. That would be 10 XP. And so basically when you get that treasure, everyone in the party gains that equally, right? It's not split up. It's just if you got a treasure bag, a bag of gold, then you all got 1 experience. It's very vague, like in for a reason. Like it's done specifically to be vague, so that way the DM can kind of decide this is the 1 XP type, this is a 3, and I'm sure that if you wanted to customize it more, you could say there's a 5 level, a 7 level. You can make it more, varying degrees, but the basic set is 1, 3, or 10. And so in order to do that, you had to complete like 3 arcs in a campaign. So 3, right? So ultimately, I feel like you would have been able to get like mithril and any items you really wanted to buy.
Nice.
And then at the end of it all, you just talent rolls and increased HP, which we already did. So we're pretty set. Any questions before we get into the actual game?
No, let's go.
You're back? Okay.
Here
we go.
I'm good
Man.
here, I think.
I think I'm good. I'm just taking my spells, which I'm sure whenever that happens, I'll need some help.
I was going to say, actually, do you want to let us know what you've got for spells? Because you're the only spellcaster.
Yeah, sure. I'm right now. I'm taking Cure Wounds. I'm also taking Light, which does.
Tell me what that does, actually. What does that do?
Provides a light for 1 hour.
Do you have to focus on it?
I was
Oh,
gonna say, I
yeah.
believe so.
I was gonna recommend that, but
Range close. Shoot, it doesn't say. Where would it say if I have to focus on it?
It would say focus.
it is not focus. It has a duration. It's 1 hour.
Just an hour of real
It's
time.
just like a torch.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
huge. That's
Cure
huge.
Wounds, Light, and then I'm kind of between either Holy Weapon or Shield of Faith for my secondary, second level. I kind of want to take Augury. I think that'll be fun. And Augury is you interpret the meaning of supernatural portents and omens. You get to ask the GM one question about a specific course of action. The GM says it's whether the action will lead to weal or woe.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would tell you if it's a good or bad based on my knowledge as your deity. So
Yeah, that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, no, that's good. And I actually like that even in like 5th edition games when people use that. It's kind of cool because then I get to... Well, I can manifest it in different ways. Like, what is the way that your god speaks to you? Is it direct? Is it through some sort of sign? So I like that.
Sweet. That'll be fun.
All right, so the next thing and last thing we have to do is just for the game play purposes is pick our tokens. So you'll see in front of you, and I'm going to switch us over to our Roll20 screen now. I use Printable Heroes. Actually, it was Jeff's recommendation a while back for
Thank you,
the
Marshall.
streams. And yeah, Marshall, thank you. Really great job. I'm a patron of his.
Amazing.
Really great stuff at all levels, really. But you can check out Printable Heroes down in the description. I just picked a slew of tokens, all different sorts, varieties for each race, class, things like that. So pick whichever one you think suits you best. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have Dante here, Chris, but
I want Dante. I'm gonna go with the dude here.
ping it for
Heavy
me.
armor.
Yeah. Heavy armor?
am.
Gotcha.
Yep, that dude. I just wish he had red hair. You have to change his hair to red for next time.
I will do that. I'll Photoshop it in.
Oh, these are phenomenal.
Yeah, aren't they great?
Just
And these
so
and
good.
and they're all printable miniatures. They're regular miniature height, and they're front and back art. I've got thousands of them made. And if we ever get to play face to face, you're
Alright,
gonna
I found
flip
my
out.
dude.
We must
for sure.
play around the table soon, guys. We have to.
Totally.
Well, there's Tamra.
Okay, Chris, I've got you saved. You should be good. Which one's Tamara?
She's right here. Clearly, this is why.
Gotcha.
This is why I rolled a female name, was so I could play this miniature.
It's a cool one with the eye patch. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll have to find out how she got that scar. All right, so Jeff, you should be good right now. Double checks to make sure you can move your token.
Hang on. I
And
should
then-
be able to the
Yeah,
token
you-
on the screen.
Yeah, you should be able to move it. Yep. And then
nope.
Nate, you do the same. Pick which one you want.
Yeah, we're looking bottom center, Bob. This guy's calling my name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, bottom
Okay,
center.
I can't move that token on the screen.
Oh, really? Okay, let me see what's up with that one. Let me fix Nate's first.
Excellent. Yeah, that guy's just screaming Goblin Priest. I mean,
Oh, I know why. I'll fix it for you, Jeff. All right, so Nate, you should be good now.
I can control that guy. Yep, all good.
You can? Okay.
Yep.
And I know exactly why, Jeff. I didn't click your character to be represented, but there you go. So now let's change
now
it.
I'm,
Back in 30
now I'm in
seconds.
action. Okay, great.
Okay. All right, we should be good now. So now that we've chosen our tokens, I'm going to set up our tokens on the map we're going to be on, and we'll move to that in a minute. All right, so anything else? Any other questions you might have? I think we're all set. Anything remaining on your character sheet that you're confused about?
Oh, I think we're good.
All right, perfect. And I'm going to move us over now. Just making our characters the right size here.
Hey, look what I got here. Rocket
Yes,
to
apropos of nothing, I am impressed with how I was able to deal with bad stats through the talents.
Yeah, I think we all did well with it.
I'm saying a compliment to the game design.
Yeah, you figured a way around it. You're still going to be useful.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I feel good about her at this point. I feel good about this character.
Then I'll have no problem killing them.
Well, you should not have any compunction. Don't pull your punches.
No, I will not. You know that's one thing I do not do. I don't pull punches.
No, I know that.
So, here we go. We are all set. So everybody, today we are going to be playing the Wavestone Monolith. The three of you are adventurers. Maybe you've known each other, maybe you haven't, maybe it's your first time together, but you heard a rumor that deep within the sweltering jungle, there's a monolith made of black basalt that floats upon an undulating lake hidden in a cave. They say inhuman howls emanate from that cave on moonless nights, and fat gems and coins of a lost society lie inside for the taking. Now, you've obviously haven't come here alone, even though there's three of you. That's still a small party. But you split up from the group, the main group, searching these caverns that you found, these like wet caves that you need a boat to navigate. This whole network of caves is kind of like a labyrinth within itself. And so you split up to cover more ground, as adventurers typically do.
Oh, split the party.
Oh,
And we'll have you introduce your characters now and describe who they are as you're floating on this boat. I'm assuming since it's strength, the strength user is Chris, you're rowing. You have the oars within your hands. Chris, tell us about Dante.
So Dante Redmayne is right now. He's very nervous. He does not know how to swim. Even if he did, he couldn't because he's wearing heavy plate armor. He is in his previous life before becoming an adventurer. He was a scout, well versed in many types of weapons, but making up for his shortcomings in his fortitude. He's not the hardiest of humans. He decided to protect himself with heavy armor and shield, going with the classic sword and shield approach.
Nice.
He's also extremely what's the word? Unpredictable.
Ooh. You probably already learned that about yourselves because you are a fully chaotic group. Oh, no, sorry, neutral, as with Jeff, but leaning towards the chaos side. Nate, what about you? Tell us
Are
about...
we in a kayak or are we in a boat?
You're in a boat, a rowboat.
Look at that little thing.
A little dinghy.
I think Squelch kind of is a grumbly, older goblin. Grumbles to himself a lot. Yeah, but people of this world don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. Just kind of
Just
grumbly,
mumbles to himself.
Full inspiration from Hieronymus Bosch.
Yes.
A little angry magic caster. Who's
Does he hate
barbaric
goblins?
background.
Does he hate goblins as much as Hieronymus Bosch?
No.
Not possible.
The embodiment of Hieronymus's I don't know, worst nightmare. But yeah, unpredictable as well. I think that's a good word for it.
He was probably in the raiding party that killed Hieronymus' parents.
Blending your Keep on the Borderlands stream into this, of course.
The crossover event.
There it is.
Just wait for it.
All they remember is kicking some little baby gnome and eating his almonds.
Yeah. So I think huddling under like cloak, and again, nervous. Actually, no, not nervous. Just I think annoyed with everyone around him.
Okay, that's quality opportunity there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we go to Jeff. Jeff, who is Tamra?
She's Tamra the Shade. I don't have a voice for her yet. I probably won't even try to do a girl voice because I'm sure that it would be terrible. Even worse than my
The
bad
Monty
Scottish
Python?
accent.
Yeah.
It has to be the Monty Python voice, so that's it.
Oh yeah, right, that's a girl voice like you do.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's excellent.
Okay, well we'll do that.
This is going to be worse on the listeners' ears than Karg.
Oh yeah.
So-
Okay, well anyhow, she's Tamra the Shade, and she thinks that's a perfectly subtle name because she's not very bright. She's very quick though, and no one takes a blow to the head like Tamra the Shade.
Oh, she's been...
Because the shot that took out her eye
Yeah.
would have killed most anybody, but she just kind of shook it off and looked down on the ground and saw the eye sitting there, and she kind of just went, "Oh well, I've got
damn.
another," and then she left.
Oh, she's a badass.
Yeah, she thinks she is. She definitely thinks she is.
No, that's a badass. If you look down and see your eye on the floor and you're like, didn't need that anyway.
Badass would have picked it up and
Okay.
ate it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And she's very small. She's
Okay.
like probably not even 5 feet tall,
Okay.
which helps to account for her very small strength. So she's
Sure.
she's small of stature, small of brain, but she's quick and she's got a really, really thick skull.
There we go. That's what you need to be a thief, don't you?
It helps. All of those things help. Being small, being stupid,
Yeah.
being quick.
That's it.
So
All right,
that's-
so
that's
I love this
the-
party already. I could see this party doing well. Hopefully, you do. I'm on your corner here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a timer here because as you go through this cave network, you need light sources, and so someone's going to be holding a torch. Who would like to be the one holding the torch? And then I will start the torch timer.
I'm
I'll
holding a
do
sword
it.
and a shield.
Okay.
I'll
sword.
do it.
Okay, so the goblin
Can't
is going to
trust
hold
you
it.
idiots with it anyway.
That's right. So here's our timer. The timer is abstract. It's not going to stop when we get to combat or anything like that. It's just going to be real time is the torch. I'm not going to try to screw you all over with it, but when it gets to 0, you'll need to light another one. Probably even before that, just in case you don't have the ability to and you get into combat or something like that. Now, as you're going through this cave network on this little dinghy, Dante, you start hearing something coming from down the corridor you're in. You can hear a waterfall.
Oh no.
You hear the sound, that smashing of water pounding down. But the speed, the pace of your boat is actually slowing. It's actually slowing down.
Slowing.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Okay.
You turn
All right,
around.
boys, I think it's time to end this trip.
No,
So is it cavern wall right up to the water?
So your right and left are cavern walls. You could probably see them. They're the bold lines on the map. And straight
Right.
ahead of you is a 10-foot curtain of mist. So as you come around the bend, you'll realize that you're not being pulled into a waterfall. A waterfall is ending right there. You're on the bottom level, and a waterfall is cascading down in front of you.
What's that
You-
big circle? We're
you do-
inside the cavern.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. So you can see that this cave that you're in, right? It's very narrow. It's like a tunnel. But beyond the curtain of water, you can hear sound kind of opening up. There must be a much larger cavern beyond this.
It's
And-
a cave behind the waterfall, idiots.
Thank you.
Nice.
Of course there is. There's a cave behind every waterfall.
Sorry,
making
Bob,
stories.
if I interrupt.
No, I loved it. The Captain Obvious moment. I love it. But you do see something in the water there. Something gleaming off of some sort of your lantern, or your torch light. Something gleaming down below in the water under the cascading veil.
Oh.
What would you like to do? Oh yeah, and also one thing we have to do is we have to roll initiative. We're going in initiative order for everything, including crawling, which is what the term for this is. You're going to what's called crawling order. So it's not combat order. It'll be what your character does each turn, similar to D&D initiative. But we're just gonna. So what the book actually says is it's if you were sitting around a table, the person with the highest will go first, but then it goes clockwise from there. So we're just gonna pretend we're sitting at a table, and so Chris would be on my left, and then Nate would be opposite me, and then Jeff would be on my right. So let's roll initiative and see what we get.
Do we add
1d20?
dex to this?
Yep, 1d20 plus dex.
Awesome.
Oh, baby.
I have an 8.
I have a 22.
13 is plus 1, right?
Oops, I just made a mistake here. I don't want that.
Figure out how to turn my dice on.
I'm strong, not quick.
I am going to switch us in order here. So it's going to be Jeff, you're first,
Okay.
right? Is that what it is? Oh my goodness, what happened here? And then Nate, you'd be last because Chris would be next, right? There we go.
Sounds
That'll
good.
fix it. Okay, so there we go. So now we're in the actual order. So it's going to be Jeff, Chris, and Nate.
I just quit out of the game by accident.
Jeff, it's your turn.
Well, I quit out of the game, unfortunately.
All right, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. You're
I'm back in. I'm back
Oh,
in.
okay.
Roll 20.
You were
Response,
mesmerized by the waterfall.
No, I was trying to turn my dice on, and then I clicked the wrong thing.
No worries.
Okay. Oh, but I disappeared. I have to get my token back out.
Did you? Your token disappeared?
Uh-oh. It's huge.
I'll make it smaller.
That's what she said.
All right, so there you go. You're all
Okay.
set. Obviously, the boat has to move as well, so we'll just say the boat will move at the top of the order.
How fast are we moving? How fast is the boat moving?
I'd say the boat can move up to like 30 feet or so, so it can get to
No.
here if you'd like, to the curtain. You can also decide how fast it goes. So I know, Chris, you're rowing. I'm not going to make this part of your action, but you can row it up towards the stream and kind of steady it, keep it from going through the veil.
Well, I think we... What does this thing under... Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my turn. Oh,
It is your turn. It is your turn. It is
Okay.
your turn.
I want, as the boat comes up here to this is under the water, I want to look at it and try and get an idea of what it is.
Yeah, I would say that if you want to look at it, you might have to get under the water to see it.
Okay, well, I'm the only person who's not going to sink instantly. All right, yeah. I'm going to get out. Do I have a rope? Yes, I have a rope. I'm going to get out my rope, and I'm going to tie it around my waist, and I'm going to tie it to something in the boat, and I'm going over the side.
Okay, so I'm going to say your movement is just going to be to jump over, and tying your knot is your action. So you jump down into the water, and you can see beneath this frothing river, about 20 feet underneath, there's a statue. It's a woman with her arms raised. It sits on what looks like some sort of a riverbed, but it's completely submerged. We'll say that that's what you can see from just going under.
Okay.
Okay. While you're looking under there, we'll go to Chris.
How deep is the water here?
It's hard to tell, but at least 20 feet.
Ooh, okay. So is that a rock right next to us there? Sticking out of the water?
The one that's this little circle here?
Yeah.
That's the statue that Jeff, you all noticed
On the
under the water.
bottom. It's
All
way
right,
down
so
there.
I'm just gonna maintain the position of the boat with the oars here.
Okay. You don't want to leave it behind?
You can't. I'm tied to the boat.
True.
Just
Knots?
drag him along.
Knots could be
Her
undone.
along.
Yeah.
or ropes can be cut.
Nate, you're
Yeah, so
the
I'll just
torchbearer.
Maintain here.
Okay.
I am the torchbearer. Bob, I touched the iron spike in my hand. And wait, can he see well down there?
He could see enough because of your torchlight. I assume you're holding it like near the edge, so you could see.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to make it brighter for him. I take the iron spike and cast light on it and drop it down.
So, light, you have to roll to cast it?
I do.
Okay. Go
Cool.
for it.
Fail.
Hey, man, I don't know the risks or the best way to play yet.
We'll
and
find
I
out.
will learn my mistakes.
We'll find out.
A 19.
Very nice. I love it.
Yeah.
So describe what you do.
So yeah, I pull out the iron spike and I go, if he drowns, it's one less to split the gold
She's a
with.
she, but that's okay.
Well, I couldn't tell through her ugly scar. And then I touch the iron spike and I drop it down right over it so it'll sink and light up the area down there.
Very nice. And I'll say that, Jeff, since it's going to be your turn, as this iron spike kind of drops down to the bottom, you follow it down and you can see the statue a little bit clearer here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks as though the statue itself is probably about 10 feet tall. And you notice that it's made of cracked malachite.
Okay. Malachite.
It's also wearing a blank mask covering her face. And you can see wormy tendrils peeking around the edges from behind the mask. You can also see that there's some sort of jade item kind of right there inlaid over her heart.
Okay. Well, I'm very dumb, and I'm a thief.
Eh,
So clearly, let's see. So the bottom of the river is like 20 feet down. This statue is 10 feet tall.
Mhm.
Okay. I want to hold on to that iron spike. By the way, I'm gonna swim down and grab that iron spike first.
You grab the iron spike.
Yeah. Okay. And do I have any time left in my turn?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna hold the iron spike in my hand and look at all this. Look, these tendrils sticking out. Are they vegetable or are they wormy or what?
They are not. They're wormy.
Ooh, that
yep.
I don't like that. I'd rather go for the bird in the hand. There's a jade at the heart. Well, I'm a TTRPG thief, and there's a statue with a gem in it, and I've got an iron spike in my hand. So clearly, I'm going to try and pry the gem out.
Sure. You do so. The gem comes out without much fight. I mean, it's been down here for God knows how long. You
Okay.
pry the piece off, and you hold this jade. Now that you're close to it, you can see it. It's a nautilus. It looks like a nautilus shell.
Okay, so it's a jade carved
Nautilus
in the shape
shell.
of a nautilus.
That's correct. Uh-huh.
Okay, well that goes in my pouch,
Yep.
and I'm coming back up.
Okay. And you come back up, and you breach the surface. It'll be Chris's turn. Chris, you see Tamara approach the boat.
Right there. What'd you find down there?
A big statue with tendrils coming out from his face.
Ooh. Sounds awful.
It was.
You all gain 1 experience for finding this
Excellent.
nautilus jade carving.
sweet.
That secretly went into my pocket.
You still all get it, so
I know.
they feel more experienced.
They learned something just from my
Yeah.
vivid description of the tendrils.
Yeah.
Here
So-
we go. Then get back in the boat so we can get out of here.
All right.
Do you want to continue to row the boat?
Yeah, I want to get us
Okay.
to like solid ground so we can get off the boat.
Okay, so
I'll clamber up.
ahead of you is that curtain. Beyond the curtain, I would say it's still possible to see a bit. You can see that the cavern opens up into a much wider area. Perhaps this could house that monolith you've been looking for. But you are approaching the curtain. The veil of water is falling down pretty hard on the frothy lake before you.
Is it going to fill the boat as we pass under?
That's something that you might want to consider. Chris, since it's your turn, I'm
gonna
counting your
hold
movement
my
as...
shield up like an umbrella.
Okay, all right, perfect.
And
Shield
kinda-
like an umbrella, good.
I'll do the same.
on someone else to help move the boat.
Okay. Well, I'll hold my cloak over my head, and I've got my glowing iron spike now.
True.
which I'm not giving up.
True. And Nate, you have the torch. So what are you doing with your shield and the torch?
I'm holding my shield above the torch itself. I don't really care. If
Your
water
shield
gets
will
in the
light on
boat.
fire. No,
I don't really care if a little water gets in the boat. I'm gonna protect that torch.
good idea.
Say, let's hurry on under.
All right, so we'll move everybody through here. As you go through, the water does pound down into the boat, and because you put your shields up, here's what's going to happen. Everyone in the boat is going to have to take a dexterity check. However, I'm going to give you advantage on it for taking precautions like using your shields as an umbrella or your cloak to stream off the water. So go ahead, make this check with advantage.
I have a
Dexterity
question.
check.
So the fighter grit, do I have to choose whether or not I get strength or dex, or can I choose that whenever I need to?
No, it's I believe. Oh, grit.
Grit.
That one I don't remember have it up. Is that the part about +1 to attacks?
I get advantage on checks.
Oh,
I
right,
choose-
strength or dexterity.
Yeah, let me.
I think it is a choice at the beginning. Yes, choose strength or dexterity.
I would have chosen strength.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, just to make sure I'm not reading that wrong. So if it says +1 to melee or ranged attacks, I pick one right now.
Yes.
You picked one at character creation, yeah. So
I
if
did
you
not pick one. Okay, I'm picking one right now.
Okay,
Taking
no
melee.
worries. Look,
Right?
we're gonna
Never mind.
we're gonna fumble through this a bit because it's the
Sorry.
first time playing, so I'm not worried.
I'm going with the. I'm assuming other people might have the same question mentality. You know.
Sure.
We're teachers, right?
That's right.
No, we're
Lumberjacks.
lumberjacks.
We're lumberjacks. Excuse me. Yes.
or retired lumberjacks, in my case.
All right. So because you have done what you need to cover the torch, as long as you pass your dexterity save, everything should be good.
I did not.
Oh,
We have
dear Lord.
advantage because you
Oh, I have advantage.
you get advantage.
I rolled a
because of the
10, Bob.
precaution.
With advantage?
That is correct. I got a good old -2. They did really good though.
So Chris, I see you got a 19 in total.
Yes.
Jeff,
No,
you got
yeah, so 19.
a 16 in total.
No, I rolled with advantage. I have a 22. I
Oh.
rolled. I added. I rolled on 2 separate rolls.
I see that now. Yes. So Jeff at 22, that's a pass. 19 for Chris, that's a pass. So you got Dante and Tamara are good. Squelch a 10.
That is correct.
Unfortunately, since you're such a small-framed goblin, you're literally blasted by the water and pushed into the river. You fall in, and your torch is extinguished. The only light source is now the iron spike that is carried by Tamara, which, based on the rules, it says you just keep the concurrent torch light. So we're gonna keep that going.
All right. Well, let me just open up my other
Glad
character.
we had a
Bob.
backup.
Yeah.
So it actually is. Hold on, it actually is your turn because that was Chris's turn to move the boat through. So the
Sweet.
boat will go through. Let me move everybody and their tokens through, and then I'll move. We'll let you take your action here. So the boat moves through, and before you, and I know this is probably not you're not looking too carefully right now because your friend just spilled overboard, but this is what you see. The cave opens up into a vast, thick, stalactite-filled cavern.
Stalactites are always bad.
It reaches high over this translucent green lake. You can see the lake has, at the center of it, a black ziggurat rising from the lapping water. It rises up probably something like 40 feet above the level of the water. Broad steps ascend to an open archway at the top, lined in a smooth malachite and swarming with hundreds of trilobite fossils. Those are the like horseshoe crab fossils.
This is bad.
So that's what you see before you. Clearly, you have found what would be the Wavestone Monolith. But it is
All right.
it is
I
your
think
turn,
it's-
Nate.
Yeah.
Might be some eldritch horrors around here.
Say, grab me, you fools! As I fall into the water.
Remind me, your plate armor.
I go down. Yep. Plate armor.
All right,
Go
so
down like a piece of lead.
yeah, you're gonna sink down like a piece of lead. Is there anything you want to do? Maybe do you have anything you can use
Any
to try
last
to
words?
help you without falling? Maybe you could grab on or grapple on.
I mean, yeah, I would like to try to. It seems like my dexterity save was my grapple on, so I mean,
Can I extend the oar to
grappling.
him?
I mean, grappling hook. Sorry, what was that, Chris?
Can I extend the oar to reach out to him?
I mean, Bob, it's okay. I can take my action from the bottom of the lake or attempt to catch myself, whatever.
No, I think you should take your action from the bottom of the lake.
Sweet. All right. I sink down like a rock. I get down there. And, how far I mean, I'm going to try and walk to the ziggurat. Heck, this thing's holding me right to the ground.
So what's actually very funny is I just moved the boat ahead, and I think I just placed your token wherever. I didn't even realize it. Technically, you should probably be a little bit further back, but you can see that below the surface of the water is a pretty steep cliff. So where Jeff was analyzing where Tamara was analyzing the statue, it then abruptly ascends upward. So the boat is actually only 5 feet deep, I'm looking at right now. So you just have to get to the edge here. So what I'll say is, I know you can't swim in here, but if you give me a strength check to see if you can just maneuver yourself, not swim, but just kind of like outstretch and pull yourself up or climb up that rock wall. It's not swimming, literally climbing up that rock wall.
Sweet.
I'd say you can get to a level where you could, well, maybe not stand, but
Breathe.
yeah, at least get your, jump and get your breath.
All right. That's a 13, Bubbo.
Okay, so you spend your action again at that where the waterfall is crashing down. There's that steep cliff, and you're climbing up it, and you get to the top, and you see the boat. It's only at a 5-foot depth, but you jump to catch your breath so you can get some air round around. I'll just say part of your movement is to get back to the boat.
Yeah. I would love to do that.
Okay, move your token.
Okay. Yeah. Let me get back to the boat. You idiots.
How are we the idiots? We're the ones in the boat.
I'm the one with the torch and the light.
I got a light.
Oh, God.
I need that back, and I grab it from...
No, you don't. I've got a 17 dexterity, and you're not getting it from me.
Bob, is there PvP in this?
No. No.
I would like my item back that I gave you to try and help you. What did you even steal?
Well, apparently I stole this glowing spike.
You're useless. I feel like we're going to be splitting your loot between two.
All right, so the group are very friendly with each other, working together as a team.
Yelling from the start.
And I'll just consolidate you here. So we go to the top of the order here. There would be Jeff. So Jeff, there's a staircase that leads up to the top of this ziggurat.
Okay.
Now,
it turns out there's an extra me down there. When I asked you to make a new me, and
I'll
I
delete
didn't
you.
need it.
Yeah.
So delete me.
Delete it.
Well, I'll go up the steps. I can't actually see.
No, I know. I'm going to describe to you what you see, and then I'll place you somewhere else.
Okay. Well, I'll hop out of the boat, and I guess I'm still. That rope is still tied to the boat. I'm going to leave that thing tied on for now.
Okay. And you can get to the top because it's how long is your rope? 50 feet?
It's 60, so 50 by the time it's tied at each end. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it'll head upwards 40 feet. So you can actually keep your boat tied to you as you approach. So you can head up the top there. So you head 30 feet up or so. Again, it's more like near and far, close distances or vague distances instead of general. But I'll say you get to the top of the steps. And when you do, you can see that there's that archway. There's an archway at the top that leads down. The archway has, like I said, it's lined in smooth malachite. It has the swarming trilobite fossils inlaid throughout it. And you can see damp stairs lead down into darkness.
So we go up the stairs, up the outside of the ziggurat, and then they're going down into the heart of the ziggurat.
Exactly, yep.
Does the ziggurat go up even further beyond, or am I going in the side of it, or
You're going
am I at the
straight,
top?
yeah, top straight down in the center. It's a big square, so if you were to use, you would assume based on just your vantage point from the top that if you were to like kind of peek your head over, now it's not. There's no stairs to really do it. You'd have to maybe climb on the smooth surface. That might not be safe, but you'd assume this is one big square block.
Oh, it's just one gigantic piece of malachite.
Yeah, and it's
Oh
got
my
different
God.
different levels, obviously, but each kind of tier is about 10 feet.
Wow. Yeah, if we could just figure out a way to get this thing out of here, we'd be set for life. Malachite's it's a precious stone.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't think the whole thing is malachite. Just that
just the archway?
Yeah. The rest of it is
okay.
basalt.
Even so. Okay. Well, I'll looking down the stairs, going into it. Do I see anything on the stairs of interest? With my glowing iron spike,
it goes beyond the sight of your spike.
so I can see, but it's going in a straight line down at a reasonable angle.
Yep, it's a stairway down, and it's a reasonable stair. It's not like you're at Citi Field, Yankee Stadium, trying to go upper deck. It's not that steep, but it's
Okay. It's steepish, and it's just carved out of basalt.
That's correct, and it goes down further than the light source you have.
Okay. Well, I'll look back down the other way at them, and I'll go, well, are we going in or not?
Yes.
All right, then.
I'll get out of that boat.
Bring my rope, please.
I want to get away from the water as soon as possible.
Is there any ground here by the stairs to pull the boat onto?
Yeah, you can get onto that first level,
side?
and yeah, you can find a piece of basalt that sticks out, and you can tie it up.
I'll do that. Okay, up we go.
All right, so what we're going to do is, again, now we're out of this kind of, the rules do say kind of you could be fluid with this. We can decide to be in initiative if it's necessary, which I thought going through the waterfall was, but right now I'm just going to move everybody.
Cool.
I'm just going to consolidate you into the same spot, and I'll move y'all. Okay.
By the way, Jeff, so
Sir.
you're holding the spike, so I don't know if you had a shield or anything or a two-handed weapon.
I do not have a shield.
All right, cool.
I have a short bow and a dagger.
Word.
So you are all in this one square. Don't move your tokens just yet. I'm going to describe to you a couple things, and then we'll head down. But again, the stairs descend beyond the source of your light, and you'll both pass that archway that Jeff had seen at the top, and the stairs lead down. Now you assume that at some point there'd be some sort of landing, but even with your torch, the light of the caltrop, you don't see anything. We're going to go in order here, so Jeff, you're first. Tamara's first.
Okay, so we're just standing at the top looking down.
Correct, yeah, and I just moved you to get you to the map.
Okay. All right then. I'll hand the end of my rope to Dante. I go, yank me back if it turns bad.
Right, got it.
And I'm gonna start sneaking down as quiet as I can. I mean, I'm carrying a light, so I'm not gonna be too. I'm not gonna be sneaking up on anything, I guess. But maybe I want to leave the light with them.
Okay.
I'll hand.
What? No,
Go ahead.
I got to carry it with me because it gets dark before I get to the end. Okay, so I'm taking it with me.
Okay. Chris, did you say you wanted to give something to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Nate's character the rope. a little fair play.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Not quite sure what that means, but Nate's strength is not nearly as good.
I'm going down. I'm going down the stairs, trying not to make a lot of noise.
Okay, that's
while
fine.
I do it.
No need to give me a check or anything like that. You're pretty stealthy. You are a rogue, so you're gonna head down the steps. And what's that, Chris?
I'm just laughing to myself.
Well, you're about to laugh even harder because when you get to the fourth step, you hear a clicking sound, and all the stairs go flat, making this a slide. You need to give me
Oi.
a dexterity check, please.
Me?
Yes. And I'm also going to have Nate give me a strength check.
I've got a 15.
Do
'Cause
I
you-
have to hold the rope?
Actually,
don't.
I would say no. If you realize what's happening, you're more than welcome to let go, then try to resist us.
No, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't be outwardly evil like that. 19, Bob.
Okay. So,
He still sees use in a. I'm really channeling Hieronymus. But
so here's what
Tamara still has utility.
exactly.
here's what happens. You slide down the 40 feet,
Uh-huh.
and the rope is 60, right? Take off 10 feet or so, tied and
Yeah.
held. Okay. So you slide down the 40 feet, and the bottom platform, the like landing platform, is not there. Your eyes might have played tricks on you because as you're going down, you didn't have sight of it first. You're holding the iron spike, and you could see there's an end to the staircase, but it's a big hole. It's a pit basically where the ending would be. And so you brace yourself. You try to grab onto something, and then yoink, your body is suspended 10 feet in the air above what appears to be like another 20-foot deep pit at the bottom of the staircase. Nate, you have Squelch has remained firm, and you're holding the weight of Tamra.
Say, what do you see now, Tamara?
I see a pit that goes down another 20 feet.
Anything valuable at the bottom?
It is empty, I believe. Yes, it is empty.
How large a room is this pit?
So-
And is the pit just like a trap in a larger room, or is it the whole room?
No, so you can move your token down now. I'm going to make something a bit
Here, or
more
you need to go
obvious.
one
Yeah,
more
so
step?
that square, that red square, that's the pit.
Oh, okay.
So you're hovering over that pit. You didn't fall in. You're not taking any damage.
What's the scale here? Is it 5 feet?
It's
to a
5,
square or
yeah,
10?
5 feet. But again, the ranges are like anything within the same room is considered to be near. You can get to anywhere in the room you need to.
Okay, but we can easily get across this thing.
No problems
Now
at
that we
all
know it's
if
there.
you know it's
Okay.
there. Yeah.
And is there on the bottom, looking down there, it's just empty?
It's a 20-foot deep pit, and there's nothing in it. It's wet stone.
No one with cash and prizes has fallen into this pit in the past.
Either that or it's been cleaned out regularly.
Oh, that's a possibility.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm going to start trying to climb back up.
You can do it, yeah. Or you can climb to this side, or to the north side, or the south side, which is the ramp.
Okay. Well, I'll climb up onto this side if I can
Sure.
and look around this room.
Sure.
Am I seeing a near square room? With a couple of doors?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, the room you're in right now is a wet. You hear it. Well, I guess yeah. You hear a wet, echoing sound. Right, just the water droplets, basically. Black stone walls with There are a few glossy, horse-sized ammonite fossils
Wow. In the wall.
in the wall. Yeah, so you can see them kind of like stuck in the wall, basically. You also see some gray slugs on the floor that puddle and writhe away from the light source that you're carrying.
How big are these slugs?
Very small, like actual slug-sized.
Like slug-sized slugs. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
And if I hold the light towards one, it skitters away.
It shies away, but it really doesn't have the
doesn't
ability to
skitter,
move.
yeah. Okay.
We'll say that's your turn.
Mhm.
All right, so we'll go to Chris.
Hey, can I make my way down the ramp safely?
I think so. If you know it's there, you can. Yeah, I'd say so if you want to. But you might want to, if you're doing precautions like tying a rope or holding the rope, I'd say no check necessary.
Find something up there to tie the rope off.
I'll hold.
I'll just hold the rope, and it's
I'll-
connected to. Oh, sorry. I was
I'll,
just saying there's already a rope going from me to the other side.
Yeah. Is there anywhere up here where we could tie the rope?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's these, there are definitely rocks within the ziggurat. So I would say, yeah, you could probably find a chunk of rock that's cracked or something, and tie it
Yeah,
around
we'll
it.
do that. Tie the rope up here and then make my way down.
Okay.
Okay, I'll untie myself while he's doing that.
All right, move your token down, Chris. And Nate, if you're doing the same, you can also come down.
Yeah, I go on down. Get over there.
So there are 2 doors in this room. There's a door to the north and a door to the west. The rest of the room is pretty bare, other than the mosaic of fossils that are about the size of a horse.
Mosaic? You mean? Does
I'm
it
saying,
look like-
describing them as if they're like almost, artwork, basically.
Okay,
They are natural fossils, but
they're natural fossils that were revealed.
It's kind of
when
like
the room was carved.
exactly, yep, and it kind of decorates the room.
Okay, cool.
Yep. But you have 2 doors here, and there's leeches on the floor. What do you do, Nate?
Well, they're leeches now.
Is
Oh,
it
what'd I say? Slugs?
slugs?
Oh, yeah, slugs. That's just slip of the tongue. Slugs, yes.
Is it Chris's turn or my turn?
Chris tied the rope and climbed down. You climbed down, and what's your action?
I'm going to. I love slugs. I'm gonna pick up a slug and eat it.
All right, give me a D6.
What?
Give me a D6.
Sweet. 3.
Okay,
I mean, I worship Shun the Vile.
yeah.
Looks delicious.
These slugs actually taste pretty good. I'll be honest with you.
This one good.
High quality slugs that you've ever tasted.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a bit thirsty. You have a thirst for seawater right now.
I'll sprint back up the rope and go drink some of that water outside.
Oh, are you?
Unless
You're
there's
not.
water right in here.
You're not compelled, but if you
Oh.
want to, you can.
Oh, no. All right, no. If I'm not compelled, I'm gonna just chill. Kind of smack my lips.
Yeah.
I do have a flask. Maybe I'll take a swig of that.
You go to take a swig of your flask, but it doesn't quench your thirst as you feel, and now all of a sudden your stomach is starting to turn a bit sour. And you start to vomit violently for the rest of this round.
Don't eat that. I know they look good. Don't eat them.
Why did you do that?
They look delicious.
No, they don't. They don't look delicious at all.
Just depends on where you grow up, I guess.
I was
And,
prepping for this.
Your possum are the most vilest thing I've ever seen.
I was
True son of Shun.
yeah, true son of Shun. I was prepping for this, and I was like, God, if you eat this, like, why are there rules for this? Why would anybody eat a
Who
slug?
would eat a slug?
I want to make sure that we give a really full, robust picture of this game. You know?
Yeah, you're vomiting for the next round, so you finish it,
Great.
and we'll go to Jeff. Jeff, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Tamara's turn.
All right. Check out this door over here. Okay. I will follow the skanky procedure of looking it over carefully before touching it. If it looks safe. What's the door made of, by the way?
The doors are all probably made of the same exact material, the basalt. It's kind of like a monochromatic theme going on in here.
Okay. Any sort of hinges or locking mechanism or anything on it?
No, you don't get the sense that there's any sort of mechanism there that you can discern. It looks as though the doors probably push inward or outward, and you'd be able to use some force to push it open. It does look like it opens and closes, so it has like some sort of a hinge on the side, but it doesn't have like a...
Are there squished slugs in the path that the door would open through?
You could maneuver around the slugs if necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like they're filling the room, they're littering the room. It's like, there's a handful
They're
of
here
them.
and there. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
You wanted to listen to the door, you said?
Yeah, I'll listen. I'll try. I guess it's stone, so I guess I'll listen to the crack.
Sure.
Can
Yeah,
I
you'll
tell
listen.
which side the door is going to open from?
We'll just say the left side is the hinges.
Okay. So
So-
I'll listen to the crack at the right.
Gotcha. So here's what you can discern from your attempts here. you hear almost like a sloshing of water and the sound of like a fishmonger would have when there's just like a bunch of chum being chucked over, like a boat or something like that, or chum being chucked out. That's the sound. You hear sloshing water and like the sound of like chum being hitting the floor.
Like icky, gross chunks of
meat. Yeah, exactly.
And sort of hitting a wet floor.
Yep.
Oh God. There's someone in there.
It's loud enough that you can, if you were to take a moment and just kind of listen at the door, it's pretty evident.
Okay. Well, I'll turn around to them and I'll go, there's someone right there.
Let's see who it is.
You're sneaky, right? Do your sneak.
Open the door. I can't just slip through the crack.
You could open the door, but
Okay.
we'll say that was your turn though, because that was a listen.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'm supposed to go before I stop.
Chris, what do you do to the? She's told you that there's the sound of chum and sloshing.
I'm gonna step up and kick the door open. And scream, "Time to die!"
Do you really?
Dante, a man of action.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's your wisdom there, Dante?
11.
Okay.
We're going for the element of sheer shock and surprise.
Well, I am shocked and surprised, so you have succeeded.
I am not surprised because goblins can't be.
That's like, nothing surprises you. I've forgotten your name.
Squelch.
Squelch, of course.
That's what you hear. Your squelching sound on the other side. That's the word I was looking for.
Squelching all over the place here too.
So you kick open the door, and it's a stone door, so I'm sure it doesn't like open that quickly. But you boot it open, and then did you yell something? What'd you yell again?
I yelled, "Time to die, filth!"
Okay, so the sloshing sound stops. You don't hear the sloshing anymore, and the chum, that sort of sound of like chum hitting the floor, it stops.
Oops.
That'll be your turn.
Yeah.
Nate, you're up.
I'll sprint in after him.
He didn't go in yet.
I'm gonna sprint in. And say, I liked your style. I'll sprint in.
Yeah, keep moving. You can move. It's basically I'll let you get into the hallway, and you can go.
Yeah, so I sprint to right here, and what do I see to the right and left?
So the intersection has like a T formation, so you can either go north or south here. You do notice sound coming from the south. There is some movement, footsteps, things like that.
Are we seeing stairs there?
There are some stairs that lead down 5 feet. Yeah.
So we went down some, and then there's more that go down.
Yeah. So it's 5 feet down, and then there's another 5-foot step down, continuing south. And you do hear footsteps.
How much further can I go?
So basically, it lets you go from one room to the next. So I would say you went from this room into the hallway. I'd say if you want to go down to the second set of steps, you can, or if you want to go north a few steps, you can. It's really more. You
I'm
occupy
gonna go
the
south,
hallway.
but I'm going to cast. What am I going to cast? Holy Weapon.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead, make your check.
All right, Holy Weapon.
You can also take your turn, like part of your movement, cast, move more.
Yeah. Cool. It's a 14.
That's a success because it's most 11 or 12, right?
I think it's 11 for 11 for those. Yeah. So.
Okay. What does Holy
14.
Weapon do?
It makes my weapon a +1/+1 for 5 rounds.
That's
so
awesome.
I assumed each turn is a round, pretty much.
Yes, exactly. So you keep track of that. Yep. And then it's going to come in handy right now because as you go to the top of the steps, you will see creatures. You can actually stay one step back because you're probably not going to want to go any closer.
Yep.
You see 6 creatures in this room. Oh boy. Here we go. You see 6 humanoid creatures. There are 4 of them in a shallow pool. Their heads look like they were just down, but now looking up at you. They are covered in chum, in bloody fish parts.
Yum.
They have heads shaped almost like oval-like, and as the head gets further and further back, you can see it's almost like it's transitioning into a nautilus shell. Their faces have small little tentacles writhing out. They were using them as almost appendages to grab more of the chum. They're filled with blood. And the 6 of them are looking at you, 2 out of the water, 4 in the water, and they're angry. They look disturbed. Let's go into a combat initiative. Good luck. You're going to roll it. It's normal initiative like D&D, so roll it.
When I see them, I say, "You guys got room for one more?" Because that looks delicious. Initiative. So Dex modifier, Bob?
Yep,
On initiative, so
just like normal.
that's a 9 for me.
Okay, gotcha.
I have a 21.
21?
Mm-hmm.
I have a 2.
All right, so we're going to move us in the order here again. It looks to me as though, Jeff, with a 21, you're going first.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nate, you had an 11. And then Chris, you had a 2. Oh, sorry, Nate, you're at 13.
No, I have a 9. I have a -2.
Oh,
I
a
rolled
-2. Okay.
Oh yeah, my Dex is not good.
Now, strictly speaking, according to the rules, we shouldn't be reorganizing ourselves at the table every time. We should just sit around the table, and then it just rotates from whoever had the high roll.
You're right. Actually, you're right. So since you had the high roll, it's the same order. Look at that. It's you, Chris, and then Nate.
right.
It's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always been you.
Yep.
always
So
been
it is going to be you, Tamara. You're up first.
Okay. All right. Well, I can hear him talking to somebody, so I know that there's someone down there, and I can't believe that that's good. So I'm going to go to like here, and
Sure.
get my short bow ready, and that's my turn.
Okay. And just remember, everybody, we do have luck tokens. I mentioned it to you all that we're going to be giving 1 luck token each to start the game. Luck is like inspiration in a way, except it can be used on any dice roll. So after you roll it, it's a true reroll, which is the way I've always played inspiration. Anyway, it's a true reroll, but it could be on any roll, not just d20s. Keep that in mind. All right,
I
so
don't see
Jeff,
anything that I need to care about glancing over my shoulder up this way.
there are no enemies. No, there are no enemies to the north, and there's no enemies to the south right now.
All right.
We go to Chris.
I'm going to wait and see what happens from here.
Okay, Chris, you're up.
How far can I move?
So there really isn't a movement. I'd say that since you're in one room, if you want to get to the next room, you can, and you can get anywhere you'd like.
I have knocked an arrow, by the way.
I'm going to
Sure.
go there and swing at the one right in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's make sure I'm looking right on the stream here, because it can be hard to see this. Yeah, that's actually what I want to do. Yeah, there we go. Gotta reorient the stream here. Okay, so everybody on the stream, can you see this? Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, perfect. All right. Okay, so there you go. You move in, you rush past your friend, Squelch. You get down the stairs, and you can see those 6 horrifying creatures. You move to the closest one, and you swing.
Yep.
Go for it.
15.
A 15 will hit.
Nice.
All the numbers are smaller. Baby.
Nice. All right. 8 points of damage.
8 points. Wow.
Nice.
All right, so on the closest one, he takes 8. And that does a significant amount. But he stays up.
What? I thought they
Yeah.
had. Oh, what is this?
Wait, what? Oh,
stays
jeez.
up.
Now I know why Bob cheesed
Here I am
us.
expecting this thing to die because it only has like 2 hit points and.
Evidently not.
Man.
You hit him hard, and this creature just looks at you. What'd you hit with the sword?
A longsword.
Yeah, you gash into it, maybe even stab into it, and the thing just looks at you, kind of tilts its head like a creature trying to understand you, and it's still up. All right, so that's the end of your turn. We go
We're
to
so
Squelch.
dead.
Yep. I say, no, that one's mine, as I run in and try to do the same. I'm going to try and hit this guy, and I get an 18.
That'll hit.
I expect us to like take down 2 or 3 on our first swings.
Great. I get a 1 plus... I get...
Your magic
2
weapon.
damage. Yeah, it's a magical weapon. And so I get the +1, I think. So 2 damage, I think, total.
2 exactly, you say?
I think 2 exactly, yes.
That'll kill it. So you down the first creature as it was mostly looking at your friend,
Yeah.
Dante, but you came in right at the ankles and sliced it off.
My first kill. I relish in the killing. I also am slightly tempted by what they were eating. It looks tasty. And I'm done, Bobo.
Okay, that's the end of your turn. So the creatures are going to go.
Oh no.
There's no need for this one to move, so
Good
it
fun.
won't. But its friends will come around to get a better views here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One will step on it, and the other one is going to finish some chum, as it doesn't really even know where it can go from here. It's
So
going to
it'll
move up
snack.
and eat some chum. The 4 that are surrounding, we're going to have 1 go after Chris, and then 3 after Nate. Nate, what's your armor class?
It is back to a 17 with no torch.
Oh, you dropped the torch?
The torch went out.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
my only light source has been the light I cast on the iron spike that Jeff's
that I'm
character-
holding.
that's
Yeah,
actually
the vampire's
okay.
carrying.
That's actually okay because I think you're within this room and that would light up near. So Jeff being in this hallway at least is going to help you out.
Yeah.
So you can see, but it's dim. It's dim.
Yeah.
It's dim.
Much like me, it's dim.
It's it's dim. Okay, so one's going to miss you. It's going to try to attack you. By the way, they're all going into what seems to be some sort of a rage. They just they saw their fallen companion, and so they just start to rush at you. And with this fury, you can see tentacles flying. They don't scream. You don't even know if they are capable of doing that, but they make these weird gurgling sounds with their mouths, and it seems as though they are enraged by you. So we'll do 1 attack misses, another attack on you at the 17, correct?
Yep.
That's going to hit you,
Sweet.
and the last attack is going to be... it's going to hit you. It's going to have 2 hits.
No.
So they reach into you with these... They'll claw at you or tentacle you, and it's going to do a total of 6 damage. Both
Sweet.
attacks. 3 and 3. Actually, 3
Now,
and 3 exactly.
We didn't formally establish it, but I think it's safe to say that since I have the mithril chain, that the other 2 fellas each have the healing potions.
Okay, fair enough.
That seems reasonable.
Fair
right?
enough. We didn't establish it, but that's fair enough. Actually, though, I did
meant
make
to
one
say that.
one mistake, though, Nate. They do a
I
little
made a
bit.
mistake?
I made a mistake. They do a little more damage
Oh no.
when they're
You sure,
raging.
Bob?
Yeah, when they're raging, they do a little bit more. So it's 11 total. How many hit points do you have?
You can't. Well, I have 2 left.
Okay, so it does 11 in total. The first attack did 5. The second one did 6.
Okay.
This-
Give me
you
a
get-
short adventure, Bob.
You get the sense that their rage boosted their abilities.
I say, is that all you got?
That is all they've got. That was all 3.
That's apparently just about all it takes.
The third one strikes at you, Chris, and what's Dante's AC?
18.
18. So that's not going to hit you with a total of... Yeah, only a total of 11 on that last hit. So we've got... The creatures are done. We go to top of the order, which would be Tamra.
Wow. Okay. I'm hoping that they don't know that I'm here yet.
Interesting.
I have held back on purpose.
I don't think they are surprised. I'll be honest with you. They're already in combat, and even though,
But they don't know I'm there.
well, you
If
have the
I
light
shoot-
source, so I feel like no, there's no way.
Even if I shoot them with a bow from there, I'm not going to
Yeah,
get it.
I mean they could see you. I mean you have a
I mean,
light
if
source.
you go the other direction, you're going to have 5 gross things and 2 angry heroes after
No,
you.
no. I'm arguing that I should get my backstab on this shot against this guy.
Yeah, I don't think so. No. They're ready. They're not surprised. They are aware of enemies. You see you're the light source holder, so I would say no.
Okay, I see how this is. I can just erase that from my character sheet because it's not going to come up.
No, it will.
Okay.
It could. If he didn't
Right,
kick
Jim.
open the door. If he didn't kick
Bob
open the
says he's
door.
on our side.
I question that. Okay.
You can blame Chris for not getting your backstab.
I loved it.
Okay.
Go for
well,
it.
I'm still going to stay where I am if I can see them, and I'm going to shoot the one I can see.
Go for it.
Okay. I have loaded up oops, let me get on the right thing. I've preloaded a dex roll. That is a 17.
That'll connect.
In fact, it lost the +3, so it's really a 20.
Okay,
and
that'll
I
definitely
do a big fat hairy 1d4.
That's all the crossbow does?
No, it's a short bow.
Oh, a short bow.
Yeah, because a crossbow I can't move and shoot in the same turn.
Gotcha.
And a longbow I'm not allowed to use because I'm a thief.
Because you're a thief.
So that is a 3.
3. Gotcha. Okay.
Dink. Yeah,
He
you
takes
see why
3.
I really wanted that extra D4.
I know.
Oh, I hear you.
I know.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's no attacks of opportunity, everybody. So,
So running away might be a good idea.
Dante, you're up.
So I'm gonna grab my little goblin friend by the scruff of his neck, and run.
Okay.
I said, no, I wanted their dinner.
So we'll move you from here to the hallway.
Can I get
You're
him
gonna-
like here
I think so, for sure. Yeah.
and throw him there?
Yeah, he's small. That's fine. Okay.
You know,
So
that'll lower the amount
Wait,
that are gonna be swinging
This
at us.
did not work out the way I intended it to.
no, it did not.
There's no opportunity attacks.
Nate, is your turn.
All right, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself, Bob.
Go for it. Roll high.
Please. 16.
I gotta say, Shun is really looking down on you, huh?
Dude, I've been honoring Shun with my vile ways, and
You
Shun
have.
grants me 5 hit points back.
Yeah, it's 5 more than you had.
Yeah, they just did 11 though.
That was 2.
I
You want to move?
no, I can't really. Right, I can't attack as well on this turn, right?
That would be your action, but you still can move.
No. So I'm gonna stay.
What we ought to do is set it up so we can all 3 attack them one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great if you were back 1 space.
Well, I can get there. If you guys go here, line up at the door so that they can only come at us one at a time, and we can all 3 fight one at a time.
Well, I think
Oh,
right
here they come.
that's
Okay.
not bad either. But yeah.
Okay, so they get to move before I do.
I mean, I guess just anticipating anything you guys might want to do, I'll go here for now because it doesn't really matter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Chris, your AC is 18, you said?
Yes.
Okay, you are going to get hit once.
No.
Shenanigans.
Whoops, I rolled the wrong
What's your
dice,
health,
so I'm only
Chris?
taking the first one.
A total of 9 hit points.
So you take 4 from this attack, Chris.
Oof.
And the
Okay.
second one is going to come at you. I'm going to say you have a bit of cover here because it's around that hard corner. So we'll say a 20 is what they need to hit you. And I get a 15. That's not going to cut it. So that's the end of their turn because they don't have the ability to get to you. You funneled them. Their numbers count for nothing.
Well done.
We go
Well
to
done, Chris.
we go to top of the order. Tamara.
Yes, Deborah.
well, under the circumstances, I guess we're going to fight.
Yeah, now there is a rule, and that maybe you weren't aware of, but you can try to go through another enemy square. You have to push though.
Yeah. I know. I can either. I think it said you can use strength or dexterity.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And as a tiny little shade, I would definitely use dexterity. Yeah. Okay, well here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attack it first. Okay, I'm gonna stab it with my dagger,
Sure, go for it. Ooh,
and that's a 22.
That'll
Oh,
hit.
Tamara's hot. Okay,
She's doing well.
except 1d4.
Hey, solid.
That's the same one you hit before, so that one's taken 7 so far.
Okay, well Tamara's on fire. Now I will go ahead and try and push past this one.
Okay, go for it. Give
on
me a
my
d20
movement.
dex
What
roll.
about? Oh,
So I've
okay.
rolled a 15,
You do beat me because I rolled a 14.
smaller than 15. Yeah, okay.
14.
So I'm gonna, and I can move through my compatriots for free.
That's free. Yep.
So I'm just gonna go to here and
Yep.
wait.
Sounds good. Chris, you're up. What does Dante do?
Dante's gonna swing at that one that was hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the D20. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's not going to cut it. You want to use your luck?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my luck. I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We don't save these.
I'm lucking this
You did
out.
not
Okay, here we
save
are
these.
again.
Yeah, I mentioned to them at the beginning of before we even streamed. Oh, and a
Oh,
2's not going to cut it.
You could have used it to re-roll that cure wounds roll.
That's true. You could, but
Just saying.
yeah.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Any
we-
dice, can be rolled
Not
with
save
luck.
them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall back to there.
Okay. Your turn, Nate.
I'm gonna sprint up, hit that one, and run back exactly to that spot, Bob.
Okay, go for it.
All right. We are swinging, and we get a 21.
Big number here. Let's go, Nate. Big number.
21. And for damage, I've got 3.
That'll do it.
Let's go.
Mr. On the Money.
I am
Squelch.
Hand of death.
No extra effort.
Exactly. I only do what's needed.
Now, do you want to step back one more so that when they step up, we don't have to shoot around the corner at them? Apparently,
you
Bob's
tell
is-
me.
You're short,
But-
so it's up to you.
My thinking was that only one could attack us. Action economy.
Okay, but what I'm saying is apparently Bob imposed a disadvantage for attacking around the corner.
So step back behind me, take your shot, then step back to where you are. There's no opportunity attacks.
Yeah, you're good with that. One attack on Nate. A 6 is not going to cut it.
Right, Jeff? That makes sense, right?
Where can I stand?
It is
Oh,
your
You can
turn.
literally just walk back behind me,
Yeah,
And
but
take a
take
shot.
your shot with nothing.
I can go back to my bow, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you said you wanted to be behind, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
no, that's fine. I was going to keep fighting with my dagger, but I don't
Oh.
care. They're the same to me. But you're right. That's a good idea. I should just. I'll back up and take a corner shot,
Go for it. Your turn.
and I will shoot him.
Wow, look at this.
Hot.
I am on
Hot rolls, baby.
fire.
Yeah, so those creatures come up there gurgling and tentacles are writhing, and the arrows keep flying, hitting these.
Twang. Okay, so that's 2 arrows. I should be keeping track of my arrows.
Yeah, keep track of your arrows. That's actually 3, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? Oh no, yeah,
No,
2.
'cause
Right,
the
one was
middle
a
one was a dagger shot.
dagger. Okay, 4 damage. Sorry, 3 damage. Right?
Yeah, I did 3.
Got it. We go to
I did
Chris.
not get a +1.
Well, I'm gonna try to hit that from here. And,
Go for it.
See what happens. No.
Nat 1. No.
No.
Nope.
God, that wasn't a spell.
Okay. Anything else from you? You want to move? You stay there?
I'm just gonna stay there, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. The creatures. That's the end of this. Oh, by the way, your light, Jeff, goes out. The light goes out. I just noticed the timer went out. So it becomes pitch black here.
Uh-oh.
It is your turn, Nate.
Oh shit.
Do I need a flint and steel to light a torch?
That's a great question.
Dude, you if you're gonna provide light, you should just cast the spell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't screw around.
That's up
No,
to you.
I
think
know,
you do
but I'd
need.
rather-
I think you do need something to strike the torch with. So yeah, I'd say it'd be your action to take out your torch and light it.
I don't have anything to light the torch, so yeah, I'll cast a light. I'm gonna
Oh, man.
cast it on. I'm gonna cast it on my headband.
Okay, go for it.
All right,
Give him something to shoot at.
here we go. I will use a luck point.
Okay, what's that total though?
The total on that would be an 8.
Okay, please, come on now. Oh, thank God,
A
Nate.
13. Wait, why? What does that mean, Bob?
Oh, if the
Because you
lights
lost
go
that
out?
spell.
Oh, yeah, if you lost that spell and the lights go out, oh my God, I can't
I mean, I have a
imagine.
torch. I just need a flint and steel. One of you has flint and steel, right?
Got one.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
See, we're fine. We're all right.
The light
Well-
has. The light will continue. Are you staying there, I assume?
Oh my God, this is fun.
Yeah, I'll stay right here, Bob.
An attack on you is going to hit with a non-natural 20.
Well, that's maybe meant fun, boys.
You are lucky, though, because the creature appears to no longer be raging. So it's going to be
Oh, very nice.
three damage from the tentacle attack.
Love it.
Are they attacking with the tentacles from their faces, or are their arms tentacular?
When they can, the tentacles from their faces, it's a kind of a mixed match. It's like a strike or a tentacle. It's either whatever feels right in the moment.
Okay.
So you take 3, and the others are trying to push through, but the one in the back will move backwards. He'll go out of the way here.
Right, run away.
This one is going to actually try to maybe push forward. They're kind of dumb, but he's not raging anymore. He'll go up and try to push through you to get to there. Give me a opposed strength check. I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 14.
Okay, so he's going to have to bounce back to his spot there.
Get out of here, you crook. Yeah, bring me some food if you're going to try and push past me.
All right, that's the end of their turn. We go to top of the order. Tamara,
Okay. Well, I'm going to shoot this one
go for it.
because that's what we do. That's an 11.
An 11. Does not hit.
I didn't figure. Okay. I'm gonna no. Oh shoot, we still got that. We still got that ramp. That we
No,
had.
I actually was just about to tell you the ramp is back. It's stairs, back into stairs, and that is no longer a pit.
Okay, so the trap is reset.
The trap has reset, it appears.
What happened to our rope? The end of our rope that was hanging down into the pit.
I assumed you had it still. You took it.
Oh no, we tied it up at the top of the.
Oh, that's correct. Yes, yes. So it's probably there. The end of the rope is probably at your feet right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, I'm going to go to the edge here. I'm not going to go on it, but I'm going to, I'm going to have my escape route plan.
Okay. And taking a shot? Oh, you took a shot.
I did
Yeah.
took my shot. I blew it.
Chris, you're up.
I'm gonna swing at that one.
Okay, go for it. Oh boy.
Boom.
It's going south for you.
Oh.
Okay.
Um.
Moving? Staying there?
Stay there. Yeah, just gonna stay.
Okay. And we go to you, Squelch.
Right. I'm gonna cure wounds. I'm not gonna cure wounds, Bob.
I also may be forgetting one thing here, Squelch. Focus checks. For when you get
Sure.
hit. I think that's what happens. I gotta look it up, but
He's
focus.
He's not maintaining. Oh.
Oh no,
he's
light
got-
is not focus. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But don't you have like a shield up or your holy weapon?
Yeah, he's
But that's a duration thing also.
so if it doesn't say focus, then you don't have to. I assume a lot of
Yeah.
yours are not focused because you're like kind of combat
I
priest.
actually
Right?
don't think any of mine are focused.
Yeah, so it might be just a lot of wizard spells.
The holy weapon just lasts 5 rounds.
Okay.
Your
How many rounds
light
is it
just
then?
lasts an
2
hour.
more?
Um,
So I think it was 3 was the end of their
Actually,
turn, so it'll be
I
one
was gonna
more.
say
It's one
maybe
more.
one more.
We're in the 4th round right now.
So this will be
Yeah.
one more after this. Yep.
'Cause I've made 4
Yeah.
attacks.
So what do you got here, Nate?
I failed my cure wounds.
Okay, gotcha. All right, their turn. We're going to do the same attack, and the other's going to try to push. An attack's going to miss, and a push. You can give me a check, Nate.
Oh, sorry.
I got a total of 7, I believe.
I got a 7.
So then we roll off. Ties are rolled off.
Oh,
Bob? If you didn't get a 1, you probably got me.
He's got you, so he's going to push you back and get out here, and he'll make an attack on Chris.
What?
That wasn't enough.
A 6. Not
not
going
going
to
to
hit
add
you.
injury to insult.
But now the gates have opened. We go to top of the order, Tamara.
We need you to close this off there, Tamara.
Close what off?
Get in here and stop running away.
Well, they can just push you around. You don't want me making strength rolls. I'm going to stay right where I am, and I'm going to shoot the one. Are either of them hurt at all?
Yeah, the one that you shot at before is...
Okay, I'm going to shoot
Here.
at the one that's hurt.
Go for it.
15.
15 will hit.
There you
Okay,
go.
good. And
2 more.
points.
Okay, got it. We go to Chris.
I'm gonna swing at this one.
Okay. The front one, the lead one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the one that's hurt?
It's not hurt.
16.
But that would hit.
All right, do some
And
serious damage here with that big fat strength.
There you go.
Yeah.
8 points of damage.
Oof. Almost took it down. He's still standing.
Don't you get to add your strength to that?
I did.
Yeah, he said 8.
Oh no, you don't get to add your strength.
Oh, you don't add strength to damage. You just add weapon.
Sorry, I
damage.
meant his
Right,
weapon mastery
mastery.
or whatever
I
it's
gotta
called.
apply
I
Yeah,
forgot the rule.
yeah.
Sorry.
8. We go to
We're all
Nate.
learning, Jeff. It's good. I'm gonna swing away at the one in front of me.
Yeah, enough of these spells, right?
Well, I don't have anything I could... another spell I could actually cast that makes any sense. I'm distracted. That's
Okay.
a 3 for me, Bob.
Yeah,
They're,
that's gonna-
5.
That's going to do it. We come out here, and we've got 2. 1 on Chris. And let's see. I have to do something for the other one. It's below its hit points. Okay, so it's going to pass a morale check. So basically, if a creature is injured, it has to take morale. And this one's going to succeed. The attack's going to miss on you, Chris. And the other one is going to attack Nate
Oh,
with a 19 in total.
that's gonna hit.
And you're going to take 6. Oh.
That's it for me, boys.
All right, you go down. You're not dead yet. You have a death clock. So roll a d4.
Say, Tamara!
Do we get to
Get
know?
over here!
I believe you do, yeah. I mean, we could play it as you don't.
Oh,
D4.
okay.
Yeah, I believe you do. You roll, the second player rolls a d4, and you have that, I think, +1, so it's 4 rounds.
Wow.
We'll double check.
No. Wait, if I'm... Yeah, maybe. I forgot if it was...
D4 +1. I'm sure of that. I didn't know that we would get to know it.
I thought it was minimum
I'm
1.
so used to not knowing.
Yeah, I know. We don't do it in
I'll
Keep on the
look
Borderlands.
Either
but,
way.
you can look it up, Nate, actually.
No, it's
'cause-
1d4 plus your con modifier, minimum 1 total.
Oh, okay,
okay.
so what's your
I'm-
con?
Yeah. Well, my con is 2, so
Oh. So 5.
I have 5.
Okay.
I do see that now.
Time. We got
Leave me
time.
here. I'm tired. Let me lay down.
Okay. So there we go. Luckily, though, I believe your spell would not go off because it's not a focus spell. So the light has been cast. It's still on you're glowing. Your headband is glowing.
So if we run, we have to bring you.
Yeah.
Or at least my headband.
Let's take his head off.
Believe me, I'm contemplating that.
Wait, what did you say, Chris?
I'll just chop
All
off his
we
head
have to
and
bring
carry
is
his
his
skull
head.
like a lantern.
Little Medusa lantern.
Okay.
Oh, dear Lord.
I will stab this one that's right in front of me with my dagger.
Your dagger.
My dagger.
All right, go for it.
18.
That'll hit.
That big 4.
3.
Woof. You get the sense that they're both pretty injured at this point.
Oh no, it didn't die.
Chris, it's your
No.
turn.
I'm gonna swing at that one in front of me. 18 to hit
that will hit.
Let's go, Chris.
for 7 points of damage.
That's gonna wipe it out. Do you want to move or you good?
I'm gonna step up to here and try to bring its attacks on me, like yell at it.
Sure.
Hit
go.
me! I'm here!
Come
Not that I want
on!
to be hit, but,
I'm here. Do it now.
Protect my friends.
Yes, Dante is Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
I
I'm
love
here,
it.
hit me!
He'll do it. He'll try to hit you, and he misses with a 14.
Okay, so Dante is Schwarzenegger, Tamara is a pepper pot, and Squelch is Hieronymus.
Reincarnated into a goblin.
Oh,
I'm just getting our voices.
Hieronymus is rolling over in his grave. I'm assuming this is much later in time.
Well, that's the end of their turn. It tries to swipe at you, Chris, and it fails, and it's up to Tamara now.
Okay, I'll stab at this one.
Go for it.
20.
Oh.
That means I do double damage.
Double. So roll 2d4.
Okay. Oh well, that's a D. I rolled. I clicked
okay.
the wrong button. Just a
11 damage?
second. No,
We'll take 11.
That's a D. That's not right. Here come 2 D4s. 1,
That was perfect, though.
2. So 5.
Nice.
4 and a 1.
And that'll end the combat. Now, the last creature goes down at the stab of your dagger, and once it calms down, all you can hear is that same squelching sound that you heard before.
Oh my god.
Chum, squelching, gurgling. Those creatures, the ones that were in the back, that lost interest, you can hear them still chewing away whatever's in that pool.
They just
Wow.
lost interest.
Yeah.
That's
So-
crazy. Okay, so I don't know where we are in.
So-
in
So yeah, so
initiative
real quick, so at this point, the scene's going to end with us recuperating. You've got Nate on the floor and the gurgling sound in the background. And we're going to pick this back up next
order.
week
Next topic.
on Tabletop, Bob.
Love it.
First off,
Okay,
I think this was fantastic.
this is a load of fun. This is the way D&D was 40 years ago.
Okay, good. I like to hear that.
Honest to God, this is like 1979.
Really?
Yeah, this is the kind of. I
Bob,
mean,
stop that clock.
it
Hold on.
clicked.
Stop the clock.
40.
Bob had the light clock running. Sorry to interrupt, Jeff.
Oh,
DM on our side is baloney.
I will add an extra minute to it.
Sorry.
So
Jeff.
we'll say 48 minutes and 51 seconds. And we'll start the clock back then. We'll switch. Yeah, we'll switch back to our non-roll 20 screen. But yeah, so Jeff, you were saying, and I've got us all out of order here, but we'll fix that in a sec. But you're saying this is recapturing the old.
Yeah, I mean, when I started, we didn't even have the player's handbook. It didn't exist yet. We bought it when it first came out, so we were playing with the white box and the blue home set, and there were no rules. I mean, it was this simple.
Yeah.
You know,
But
the
there-
game
but
was this simple, and it moved this fast. That's what's great about this. This is just flying. The action.
Yeah, your turns went fast, and Nate, you were casting spells, and I think it still felt fast, didn't it?
I like the spellcasting aspect. A lot of fun. Did feel fast.
Yeah.
But good fast.
Chris, you hit only sparingly, but when you did, I feel like
It's
your
damage.
damage felt like
Yeah.
like massive damage, right?
Yeah, I was rolling hot with the damage.
Did
Yeah.
we get a sense for? I think at some point we did enough damage in a row to figure out pretty precisely how many hit points these things had. I feel
Yeah.
like it was like
We
8 or
figured out-
9.
That Chris cannot kill one in one turn.
Right. So but it didn't take much more. So they had like 9-ish hit points.
I
Something
believe
like
they have
that.
10.
10. Okay.
Based on
So-
the
so-
maths I did with my kills.
So what this means, and this is a Kelsey Dion adventure. So this is by the game designer.
Yes, this is the Wavestone Monolith, so you'll get this with the Kickstarter if you get a certain
And
tier.
no, but my point is, I mean, I'm just kind of I'm reverse engineering the game design and the intent. So we're looking at monsters in a third level early encounter in a third level dungeon have about 10 hit points.
Could be.
Okay. So these numbers are reasonable. I mean, we're probably a little under equipped.
You're under. Yeah, you have 3 people, so that's.
But I suspect that if we'd played those previous 2 levels, we'd probably all each have 1 magic item, probably.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows?
Well, don't start asking for magic items.
I'll be honest though, I don't know how it runs, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, again, I'm basing this on. I mean, 5e is very stingy with magic items.
It depends
who your
on
DM is.
depends on your DM, but
I know a DM pretty well who gives them out like candy.
So that'll be you. No,
it is myself.
Well, look,
the game is 5e is designed to work with no magic items until at least 5th level.
Yeah, I guess
wish
it could.
someone had told me that.
Well, look, we're gonna we'll pause this. We'll come back next week. We'll play the remainder of Wavestone Monolith, and we'll leave a little time at the end for some of our opinions. But I had a blast this first session. I think this is a great game so far. First experience has been a lot of fun. And if we got any rules wrong, if anybody's there and they have their Shadowdark starter set, let us know if we did anything wrong, because I feel like we very well could first time playing. So leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to check description, because I did leave links for Arcane Library and the Kickstarter page. This is not a sponsored thing. I just love Kelsey's work, and so I reached out and I said, can I put this on the channel? And she gave us this cool adventure to run. So thank you. Yeah, for that, I think we'll end it here. We'll see you all next time on the tabletop. Have a great night, everybody.
Friends.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.